This is Toby Goen, former NFL punter with the Dallas Cowboys, JHS class of 1993. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Welcome back to the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. That was Toby Goen, Jacksonville class of 1993, bringing us in. It is week 4 of district action. Your Jacksonville Fighting Indians and the district-leading Marshall Mavericks. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer Ryan Travis here with you on JHS-Sports.com and also along with you on our external apps. We're glad you're with us. And Matt Montgomery, this game, we said it last week in Longview, we'll say it again, must win for the Fighting Indians.
Oh, no doubt. It's now or never for Jacksonville. You know, you got 4 games left. 3 of your 4 final games are here at Tomato Bowl, where you would think Jacksonville has the home field advantage, obviously, when you're playing at home. But you're playing a team in Marshall that has not lost a district game since 2016. How about that? And if you go all the way back to 2013, 6 years ago, the Mavs are 34-8 in district play. Very, very dominant. But as you said, Aaron, this is a game that Jacksonville has fared well against Marshall. Not so much last year in that game in Marshall in the rain, but you know, when you go back to the history of this series, which the Mavericks lead it 15-6. They first met in 1916, and the Tomato Bowl opened here in 1940, as everybody knows. But the Mavericks played here in 1942, but it would be 62 years before Marshall would return to Jacksonville in the year 2004. And this will be Marshall's first visit back to Tomato Bowl, the old Tomato Bowl on the grass, since in 2012. But get this, since 2004, Jacksonville leads the series 6-5. That means that in all these years that Jacksonville and Marshall played 21 times, 6 of those wins came when they rekindled this series back in 04 when Marshall dropped from 6A to 5A. So it's always been an exciting game. 5 of the last 11 games I looked, that they've been decided by 1 possession or less. I mean, it's come down to the wire. Last year wasn't that way. But, again, this is a tough place for Marshall. They're 2-4 here and 1-4 since 2004. So I'm not trying to build this up too much like Jacksonville, is destined to win this game. Obviously, if you're a Jacksonville Fighting Indian fan, you're looking for that to happen because you got to get back in this thing. And it starts tonight against, as you said, the district-leading Marshall Mavericks. They are a powerful football team.
They are, Matt, and of course, as you said, with those numbers, they have been for some time. And of course, in Jacksonville, when you think about Marshall, you think about Danny Long, and you think about that great team that he had, that state championship team that he had there in I believe was it 91?
90.
And then 90, yep, right before he came to Jacksonville, yep, for the 91 season. And so there's been a connection between Jacksonville and Marshall, and so not a rivalry in the sense that these two teams haven't played all that often compared to Palestine and White House and some of those others, but definitely some connections between these two programs.
Yeah, no doubt, and let's go even deeper than that. Head football coach and athletic director for Jacksonville, Wayne Coleman. His first job in Texas was at Marshall Middle School in 1988. So, he's 32 years in this, and he does have that connection. Last year when we were over at Marshall playing there, they were celebrating their 30th anniversary of I think it was a district championship because they won the state championship in 1990, which next year would be that anniversary. But they showed that video, and Wayne Coleman, I was standing there with him, those old teams. He said, I coached that kid in middle school. I had that kid right there. So there is a deep connection between these two teams, even though they've only played 21 times. This is the 22nd meeting between Jacksonville and Marshall. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff is sponsored by Andy Calcoat and Texas Farm Bureau. Andy's ready to help you with all your life, home, and your auto insurance needs. So give Andy a call at Texas Farm Bureau. He can help you with all of your insurance needs. Aaron, they're showing a video right now on the Jumbotron of Jacksonville graduate Alfredo Alvarez. We talked about this was all over Facebook, and he's a Jacksonville High School graduate and went down to Texas A&M. And the Association of Former Students did an incredible story on Alfredo. If you haven't seen the video, and they're showing it here right now during pregame, it's that special, and it's so cool to see him. He's in the Fighting Texas Aggie Band, and an incredible story after he left Jacksonville down there. And this is about a 9-minute video, and they're showing it right now for the fans. So,
and Matt, that if you're listening, that video is available on our Facebook page, our JHS Sports Radio Facebook page. Just look back to last week, and you'll find it. It's a great video, and boy, it's all over Facebook, and Jacksonville fans and friends of Alfredo very proud of him, and as they should be.
Yeah, and if you want to be inspired and you want to say, hey, I'm not sure these kids can make it out of Jacksonville and get to a place like a Texas A&M or another big school like that, hey, you need to go watch this video of Alfredo. He made it. He's down there doing a fantastic job, and we are proud of him. Texas A&M class of 2021. So, well, Aaron, speaking of the Marshall Mavericks, talking more about them, they've had an interesting season so far. They started 0-3, and since then they've won 3 in a row, of course, district ball games, and they play top dog people. I mean, they don't play any lightweights. They, Longview, Carthage, they play the big dogs. And after their first game, they lost their quarterback. From this 2-year starting quarterback left and went to Shreveport to a private school, and they moved Savion Williams, a University of Arkansas commit, for his wide receiver skills. We'll see him at quarterback. They settled on him to start district play, and if you've seen Cam Newton, he's kind of like that. He's about 6'2", 6'3" almost. Actually, I'm looking at him right now. He's about 6'3", about 195. Again, going to Arkansas as a wide receiver, but he's such an athlete. He'll be playing quarterback tonight for the Marshall Mavericks. He's 22 of 39 is Savion Williams for 553 yards, and he's added 392 yards on the ground, and he's accounted for 12 scores. So Aaron T is the man tonight, Savion Williams, for the Marshall Mavericks, that Jacksonville's defense is going to really have to stop.
That's right, Matt. And, of course, Marshall, you talked about losing those first 3 and then winning all their district ball games. Marshall, a very emotional season for them. Hayden Blaylock was a senior on the defense, number 94, passed away after, I think it was right after the week 2 ball game. He was actually involved in a car accident, and they've been playing for Hayden Blaylock, and these guys playing with heavy hearts, but great to see the support that they've received, and even from Jacksonville fans. Right after that happened, we had people on our Facebook page just talking about how they were praying for Marshall and for the Blaylock family. So that's been a big part of this season for Marshall as well.
Yeah, sadly, doing this gig here on the sidelines all these years, unfortunately, every now and then you have a situation where a football team loses one of its players in an accident. We've had that here in Jacksonville. We've had it in other places when we played other teams. It's so sad, and you just feel for the parents. And, of course, Marshall's, that community is very tight-knit, and they came together for the Blaylock family. So our prayers are with them, and I know it's tough for the whole community, and they've really pulled together. Since then they've put together a nice string of wins for Mr. Blaylock. And so, again, tough story. Life goes on, but, man, those are the things right there that you never forget.
Talking about storylines, it's pink out tonight as well at Tomato Bowl, as Jacksonville, with the other schools in the area, joins the fight against cancer. And so that's another added level of emotion to this ball game. I know we'll have some folks in attendance who are survivors and some that are still fighting. So that's always a big part of these late October ball games, Matt.
It really is, and I really like the way that sometimes they start things like that and they don't last, but that one has. I think it's because so many people have been affected by it and are still affected by that, and so many women with get breast cancer, and I think it's just a great thing to do. And boy, I tell you, the football community and the basketball community, if you will, they've all really supported this month for that. You can see both teams sporting a lot of pink attire on, so it's going to be a great night for football. The weather's going to be perfect. It's going to get cool down here, maybe upper 50s before the end of the night. So it's a big game for really both teams because Marshall's trying to keep pace with White House, who, by the way, I want to mention something. We were really upset here a few weeks ago when Jacksonville didn't have anybody back for the punt against White House. Remember that? We were wondering why.
I think everybody was.
Well, we clarified that.
We did.
We clarified it. Why? Because White House ran fake punts. Well, guess what happened last week against Nacogdoches at White House? Nac was leading that whole ball game with 58 seconds remaining in the game. White House ran a fake punt, and from 58 yards they scored to win it. So Wayne Coleman texted me the next Saturday morning and said, hey, all those people that wonder why we didn't have everybody back, that's why.
Tell them that's why.
Yeah, there you go. So Jacksonville comes into this game offensively with the second leading passer in the district in Patrick Clater. Patrick's thrown 11 touchdown passes against 8 interceptions, so that's a ratio that really I know he'd like to improve. And I think back on some of those interceptions, Aaron, and some of them were tipped, so I'm not sure all those would be attributed to Patrick. And came back, I thought, last week and had a really strong game throwing the football, did Patrick, as Jacksonville was down 14-13 to one of the district leaders in Pine Tree at the half, and then a couple plays in the third quarter got behind. Pine Tree goes on to win that game. Chris Carpenter, the fourth leading receiver in East Texas coming into the ball game, obviously will be a guy that Marshall will be keying on. So just like we've been saying, Aaron, for Jacksonville, the key to the game is how do you react when you get your best offensive player in Chris Carpenter doubled and you got other guys got to step up. Last week, Tyrese Gibson had a nice couple of plays there. Freeney got in, caught a touchdown pass. And what about Hinojosa coming in at running back for Jacksonville? Dominic Hinojosa, the junior, getting some nice carries. And, of course, Aaron Richardson in his bruising runs. In Jacksonville, if you can just keep the ball away tonight from Savion Williams, the great Marshall wide receiver converted quarterback, as athletic as he is, that's what you hope for if you're Jacksonville. Folks, this part of our countdown to kickoff again is sponsored by Andy Calcote and Texas Farm Bureau. Andy's ready to help you with all your life, home, and all your auto insurance needs. Call Andy Calcote at Texas Farm Bureau. I want to thank Andy for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff here at Tomato Bowl, where it's going to be a beautiful night, Aaron.
Yeah, football weather arrives late in East Texas, Matt, but when it gets here, boy, we have some good ones. And this is one of those. Walking out of the house earlier, you had that feeling. It's an October Friday night. This is what it's supposed to feel like.
And it does. I got the jacket down here ready to go. Not just yet. It still feels pretty good. So we're gonna hold off on that. By the way, I want to remind our fans that tomorrow night at SFA, it is the marching band contest, Region 21, the Jacksonville High School Band under the direction of Donnie Barrier. You'll hear us talking about this throughout this ball game, promoting it. We sure would like to see a lot of our fans show up tomorrow night at Homer Bryce Stadium there in Nacogdoches. The Jacksonville Band should be hitting the field at 8:15 p.m. That's 8:15. You know how those times kind of fluctuate sometimes. That's when they're supposed to hit the field for the marching band contest tomorrow night at SFA. So Marshall fans starting to arrive, and I tell you, there's some rabid Marshall fans. Boy, you get on Smoky.com, and I don't know if you ever seen the Marshall website, Aaron, the athletic website.
Yes, I have.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It is.
I would love to have something like that, but I'm afraid if I did that, that'd be a full-time job. Look at all the stuff they have on there.
Oh yeah, somebody that is their full-time gig in Marshall, I think.
Wow. It's very, very impressive. Maybe that's something our producer, Ryan Travis, might want to tackle, huh? I'm trying to put more work on Ryan.
More work
like
on
he
Ryan.
needs it.
Yeah, exactly.
Between this gig and Glass Oil, Ryan's a pretty busy guy.
That's right. He does a great job. And
yep.
We are glad to be here on JHS-sports.com. Also, if you're joining us, you can listen on one of our external apps. We're on Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So however you're able to join us, we're glad that you're with us. It's about 7 o'clock. That means it's almost time for Smoke Signals. Smoke Signals is brought to you by All Smiles Dentistry. Doctors Larry Folden, Brad Westbrook, and Dylan Rutherford are your hometown dental team, and they bring us all our conversations with head coach Wayne Coleman during the ball games, including smoke signals. And now we'll send it over to Ryan to get it queued up so that we can hear from head coach Wayne Coleman. Here's smoke signals.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome back to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach Wayne Coleman. Fighting Indians on the road last week against Pine Tree. Coach, I don't think you could have played a better first half, at least according to script. I mean, it went exactly the way you wanted. I know they got the touchdown with 12 seconds to go ahead by 1, but you ran the ball well, you controlled the football, you limited their possessions because they had such a powerful offense. Great first half, second half, third quarter had some plays in it that just didn't work out for you.
Yeah, the kids really executed the plan well the first half. Left too much time on the clock there on our second score. Wish I wouldn't have left a minute and a half there, but sometimes you got to take a touchdown when you can get it, and they were able to get a score right there at the end of the half to close the gap. So kids played really well the first half, made some mistakes the second half.
You know, you said going into the game, I think you said right here last week that, you know, you had to control the football, you had to run the ball better, and boy, you certainly did that. You know, Hinojosa came in and had some great carries, and of course Aaron ran his hard way that he always does, and offensive line just continues to get better.
They do, and we knew going into the game that it was going to be a matter of how you're going to slow their offense down, and one way to do that is to keep the ball away from them. One of the weaknesses of their team is their run defense, so that was a good matchup for us. We felt good about that going in.
Third quarter, you come out, you get the football, and you go for it on fourth down. You don't have any fake punt that didn't work out. You know, those are the kind of plays right there, Coach. It seems like some of these games seem to be turning on just one or two plays. And that's the way football is. Yeah,
it is. The team that makes the plays, you know, in the critical moments, you know, you think back to our win against Palestine and the plays we made on fourth down. I mean, we were 7 out of 10 on fourth down in that game. So you've got to be able to convert on those important plays.
Two short fields they had, they converted them for scores, but then you kept the pace up. You kept, you scored, you kept that 2 touchdown differential throughout the game, and boy, their quarterback Freeman was everything that we thought he was going to be.
He is. I call him a high school Johnny Manziel, a little guy that can run around, can throw just good enough to hurt you. That's not what they want to do with him. He can really run the ball well. Most
likely the MVP of the district right now, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be between him and the Marshall quarterback who we get to play this week.
Speaking of which, Marshall, always talent, always have the speed. They lost their starting quarterback. He transferred out after the first ball game, but boy, Savion Williams, you're talking about the quarterback from Marshall. He's pretty special. We're going to talk more about him in a minute, but right now, let's look at some of the highlights from the Pine Tree game. This is Clater's 9-yard zone read keeper. Lucky just puts it in there, boy.
Yeah, he ran hard on that one. O-line did a great job, big hole there.
And Casey Kennedy, boy, he's really becoming a baller here on defense, knocking this away right here.
He's had a great season for us and great play right there.
There's Aaron Richardson, one of his hard runs.
Yeah, they were double covering Chris out there. You see Chris holding on to the stalk block there for a long time. Our receivers did a great job of blocking.
Here's the little slant play that's so hard to stop with Carpenter.
Finally got single coverage out there and took advantage of that. Good throw by Patrick.
Nice double move here by Freeney. Gets past him all alone.
Yeah, Jalen is really quick, and on those double moves, he can get some big separation.
Good decision by Tyrese right here to cut back against the grain, as they say.
This is one of the few plays that we've had this year where things break down and we actually make something out of nothing, and Tyrese did a great job right there.
And here's our congratulations play of the game, the hook and ladder TD, Clater.
Yeah, our favorite play, I guess.
I mean, it works.
It seems like it works a lot for us.
And that was 4th down and 15 when you had it 4th and 1. And you had a couple of cheapy penalties and made it, 4th and 11, and you had to call timeout, and you converted. I mean, it it was a good. I know that's not the way you wanted to do it, but you got the touchdown.
Yeah, maybe 4th and 15 was easier for us to convert than 4th and 1. I don't know. That's not really the way you draw things up.
Saw at the half the other night, Coach, when you were leaving the field, the kids were playing really well. Probably the best first half they've played in a long time. Really, probably all year. And you're coming off the field and you're chewing on them a little bit. I noticed that and I know sometimes coaches will, when you're doing really well, you don't pat everybody on the back. You got to keep them focused. I know that's what you were doing. You weren't angry. You were just keeping them focused.
Yeah, you've got to. Our kids are very resilient. They'll come back. They're like that dog that gets kicked, and they just keep coming back and licking the owner. But our kids are resilient. They're tough kids. And they want to win. I want everybody to know they're playing their hearts out. There's nobody laying down out there. They're playing hard, and they've come back this week with great practices. So I'm really proud of them. We stay after them. We're going to grind on them. We're going to get them ready for the real world. There's going to be bad days at work, and you got to get up the next day and go to work anyway. And our kids are doing that, and they're getting ready.
So it's the Marshall Mavericks, top of the district. They have a winning streak in district that goes back to 2016. They bring in a lot of talent, as we were talking about a moment ago, particularly I think it's Arkansas wide receiver commit Savion Williams, who they moved to quarterback, and he's another Medford kid from Henderson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to come watch Cam Newton on the high school level, you can come to the Tomato Bowl Friday night.
He's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of kid. Big, fast kid, strong, hard to bring down. It'd be worth the ticket price just to watch him run around and play. But we've got a plan. And we're going to move some kids around defensively to put ourselves in better positions to try to contain his athleticism. And then on offense, try to do the same thing, keep the ball away from him.
Yeah, and again, back to the offensive line. These guys just continue to get better and better. And I really like the way that Aaron Richardson put his head down. I mean, I think he knocked a guy out the other night running over him. Really like the way that he's starting to come on. And boy, Hinojosa, what a find. And Bryson's coming in. And isn't that the key, just to keep the ball away from Marshall?
No, for sure. When you have teams that are that talented on the offensive side of the ball, you've got to help your defense out. And our run game has got to step up, and we've got to keep building on that. All three of our running backs are tough runners. None of them are going to take it to the house and score a 70-yard touchdown. They're not going to outrun any defenses, but they're not afraid to run over some people on defense.
You know, Coach, it's no secret. Everybody's covering Chris Carpenter. I mean, I think last week he only had maybe 4 touches or something like that. What are you going to do to try to involve him more in the game?
We got to be careful about worrying too much about that. Part of what happened to open up the run game last week was double coverage. And so one of the reasons we're running the ball so well is when they send 2 defenders out on Chris, that really opens up the run game for us. So we can't get too concerned about it. We just got to be ready to strike when we get the single coverage.
So it's kind of an organic thing. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, we got to do something else.
Yeah, the other players have to step up and make.
And they have. Many of them have.
They have. And Chris was out a little bit the other night, a little banged up, and Freeney stepped in there and made a big play. And when they're doubling Chris, our running backs were running the ball really hard, and because there was some stuff open there. So we're doing the right thing. We got to make sure when Chris does touch the ball that the touches count. And right now, most of his touches are big plays.
Patrick Clater had a really good game, I thought, throwing the ball last week. Much improved over the last couple of weeks. He seemed like he was mechanically more sound.
Yeah, took a little pressure off of him. It's really nice for the quarterback to know we can just hand the ball off sometimes. And he enjoyed that and executed really well. 8 out of 10 is a pretty good night for most quarterbacks.
Talk about Marshall defensively. What do they do?
Got 2 300-pound defensive tackles, and then
We've seen those before.
Yeah, seems like every week. But then they've got real athletic defensive ends and linebackers. They look like defensive backs, fast kids. They put on the edge for pass rush purposes. So we're going to have to try to find a way to hold up inside on those 300-pounders. And when we do throw, we're going to have to be real selective about how we're going to take care of those pass rushers.
What are the keys to the game for your team to get the win?
Oh, for sure. Keep the ball away from Marshall. Yeah. And we've got to make sure that our run game continues to improve, and we've got to make sure when we throw it, it counts. I mean, it needs to be a big play. Yeah.
So it's Jacksonville versus Marshall Friday night at Tomato Bowl. We'll be online on jhs-sports.com at 6:45. Hope to see you there. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
This is Raymond Etheridge, former NFL player with the San Diego Chargers and JHS High School grad 87. You're listening to Fighting Indians football on JHSsports.com.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville, getting ready for your Fighting Indians and the Marshall Mavericks here in week 4 of district action. And Matt, we were just talking about Marshall, one of 3 undefeateds left in district play. Jacksonville needing to claw their way back in.
Well, it's a 7-game district, and Jacksonville at 0-3, not out of it. Marshall at 3-0, they hadn't won it yet. So you're right in that in-between where the games really start getting serious and or really start the dropouts start happening, and the ones that come up are starting to make their way up to the top of the chart there. And of course around the district tonight, Pine Tree is at Nacogdoches. Pine Tree, as you mentioned, one of the teams 3-0. Last week Jacksonville played so well against Pine Tree in that first half, down 14-13. Pine Tree scored, of course, with 12 seconds remaining in the half and took that lead. But Pine Tree going down to Nac, where we know it's a tough place to play, and of course Nacogdoches, we mentioned this earlier, they lost a heartbreaker last week, I should say, to White House in White House on a fake punt with 58 seconds to go when Skylar Trevino came off the field, I understand, and didn't really leave the field. Okay, came off, stopped right before he got to the sideline, stayed on the field. Well, that's illegal. You can't do that. You got to come off the field. Officials didn't catch it, and he stayed on the field. Boom, throw him the pass, wide open, score. So Nac loses a heartbreaker, so they're still alive. Of course, also in the district tonight, Lindale is at White House. That's a big game, and Lindale's got that strong running attack. White House 3-0, getting to play at home. Hallsville at Mount Pleasant. And Hallsville's had their struggles. Mount Pleasant's had their struggles. We'll see Hallsville next week with Jacksonville when we head over to Bobcat Stadium. And next week it'll be Mount Pleasant coming to Tomato Bowl before Jacksonville finishes up the slate with Lindale. In the last game, let's see, that I have here is who am I missing? think I got them all.
You got them all, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So 3 teams at 3-0. And, of course, Jacksonville at 0-3 controls their own destiny. We always like to say that as a precursor to you got to win. You know, when you hear somebody say they control their own destiny, that means you have got to win. And that's what Jacksonville's looking at tonight coming into this game. Again, 3 of the last 4 ball games here at Tomato Bowl. Hey, you only got one more road game. That should add to the power Jacksonville has to control their own destiny. It can start here tonight against Marshall. Folks, as part of our countdown to kickoff, is sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo, class of 1967, and his daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006, the South Jackson Dairy Queen. We appreciate Gene and Ann for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff, as it is pink out night here at Tomato Bowl, as the Charmers on the field with their pink pom-poms, waving them now, forming the line for the Fighting Indians to come out of the run-through, which is that beautiful headdress that matches the Jacksonville helmet. And twirlers down on the south end of the field as well, as they have the Spirit Exchange there at midfield. Aaron, I want to remind our fans one more time, tomorrow night is the Region 21 Marching Band Contest at Stephen F. Austin University. Jacksonville High School Band is slated for their performance at 8:15. Give or take a few minutes, of course, the way those things run. But at 8:15, if you can get down there and support Donnie Barrier, the director, and Jacksonville High School Band, going for another. Is that sweepstakes? Is that the one that they call sweepstakes, or am I got that wrong?
I think that's right, Matt.
Okay. I can't keep all that straight sometimes, but all the multiple sweepstakes winning bands Jacksonville's had over the year, that's what this is about. So, and Mr. Barrier looking sharp tonight. He's got his suit on, like I guess that's his game face for tomorrow night. Man, he's ready to go. He's got suit, tie on, looks really good. Band still playing for Marshall, and Jacksonville as the Mavericks and Fighting Indians still in their respective locker rooms.
Yeah, how about this, Matt? You got to love East Texas high school football. We've talked about this before, you know, prayer at games and things like that we still do here. The Marshall Band, just with the doxology there, very nice.
You know, you're seeing more and more bands do that, and it's really cool. I mean, where were we? Is it Nacogdoches? Well, I can't remember where they play. I can't remember.
Yeah, it is.
What's that? It's a great old hymn. Yeah, I'll just say that. I can't remember.
It's the second hymn we've heard this year from a band.
Yeah.
Your point's well taken.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me that I can't remember anything. My wife tells me, hey, if he runs a 4.440, you'll remember him. But that's the only way you're going to remember. And that's true. You don't forget those. Oh, man, I'm looking at the scoreboard. There's my classmates, Dr. Jimmy Lowe and Patty Lowe, class of 78, classmates. And pretty cool. They're showing former students and when they graduated. That's what's so cool about the Jumbotron, where you get to take people down memory lane. And a lot of these people they're showing on the scoreboard have had kids come through there and come through Jacksonville, and now they have grandkids coming through. So pretty cool deal.
All of these individuals are proud Jacksonville alumni, and we are very proud of them. Please give these professionals a round of applause and thank them.
So while we're talking about alumni, Matt, some class reunions to mention tonight. The class of 1970, I believe.
That's correct. Class of 1970.
1970 is here, and the classes of 1989 and 99 are here with us as well.
Nice. Yeah, I got a call late today from David French, class of 1970, giving me a call, and it's been a while. He said since he's been in Tomato Bowl, kind of want to know about seating, and that's the class that has Martin Swanson in it, Eddie Arrington, and so they're having their reunion tonight as well. As you mentioned, where's the class of 09? Do they not? What happened to them? You got 99, 89. All right, 90.
Those are the only ones I heard about. Now they may very well be here.
Yeah. Well, I guess 70's doing it because it's the 69 football season.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's why they're doing it a year early, is what David said. So it's going to be a great night for football. No wind at all. I was down here last night watching the freshmen play, and boy, what a heck of a game our Jacksonville freshmen played against the district-leading Marshall Maverick freshman team. By the way, the Mavericks sub-varsity teams are undefeated. They haven't lost a game in district. They're running the table from 9th grade, JV, and varsity so far.
Yeah,
the first 3 weeks.
They don't rebuild in Marshall, Matt. They just reload.
They do. I'm telling you, they've really had a run here. As I mentioned earlier, the Mavericks are 34-6 since 2018 in district play. Of course, there was a 5-year period where Jacksonville and Marshall were not in the same district, as Jacksonville went back toward the west with Ennis and Corsicana and that group. So, last night the freshmen played really well. They were down 16-0 going into the fourth quarter. Came back, got a touchdown, 2 points, 16-8. Had a chance there at the end to get the ball back. That's the way the game ended, 16-8. And saw quite a pretty cool connection with Ryan McCown, Randy McCown's son, the freshman quarterback, and Devin McEwen, Deshaun McEwen's younger brother. That's a combination that I'm looking forward to watching for years to come. So now the Jacksonville High School Band with the alma mater. Let's listen in. Jacksonville High School Band with the alma mater, and Aaron and Todd, your opinion, is the J, does it look a little more flamey?
Yeah, it's a little fuller tonight.
Yeah, a little bit more flamey. Yeah.
Flamey, good word.
Yeah, coming out there a little bit more than just the little flickers we saw. I mean, it's a new stadium, got to get used to it. And they turned it up a little bit. I know Todd's happy about that.
It is a pilgrimage through downtown to the
So Fighting Indians now in their run through, Marshall in their run through, as the Mavericks look up at the scoreboard as they're showing that pregame video about the history of the Tomato Bowl and the great teams in the 90s and 2000s. And boy, if you're a Jacksonville fan, you certainly would like to see tonight's game replicate some of the great wins here in Tomato Bowl by some of those great teams of the past.
It's where a proud city comes to cheer its Indians to victory.
Yeah, Lee Traylor sent me this video, emailed me this video this week, Matt. Getting ready for all these games, we don't always have a chance to sit and watch it. This is great.
Yeah,
another great piece of work from his technology department for sure.
Oh, it's impressive, and of course, as you know, his department produces smoke signals every week, and I walk in there to do that show, and they have everything all set up. I just got to sit down and talk. They do such a fantastic job with that AVL group. Now Jacksonville's taking the field, and a little bit different look tonight as the Fighting Indians coming out with locked arms. They're not running out. They're walking it through, coming out with locked arms, and now they're going to head to the middle of the field. Very, very colorful tonight is Jacksonville with their blue pants, blue jerseys, the gold numbers, and pink socks, every one of them. Looks good.
So now Marshall getting ready to make their way out of their tunnel. They're in black helmets, white jerseys, black pants with red trim. A little bit different look from Marshall. We're used to the red or the white helmets, but now here come the Mavericks.
It is a different look for them. We're used to seeing the all red. We don't see the black and the black pants like a lot of teams have moved that black color into their color scheme these days. Folks, don't forget this part of our countdown to kickoff, sponsored by our good friends Gene Brumelo and his daughter Ann Farmer. Gene, class of 1967, celebrated a reunion this year earlier here at Tomato Bowl, and his daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006. We appreciate Gene and Ann of the South Jackson Street Dairy Queen sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff as we get closer to kickoff as the mayor of Jacksonville, Randy Gorham, now on the Jumbotron, welcoming the fans. Jacksonville High School Band getting set to play the national anthem as both teams now lining up on the sidelines.
We have some really exciting things happening in our town.
Of course, Randy will also be sponsoring our halftime and post-game stats.
I heard that.
Thankful for him doing that. That is until Chris Carpenter decides to run for mayor.
I just appreciate all those guys serving like they do in city council, mayor, and Aaron, I know you served on city council, a thankless job, and appreciate you doing that, and all the folks in Jacksonville stepping up and contributing that way, and Randy Gorham, one of the big contributors, stepping in as mayor, and again, one of our sponsors of our broadcast tonight as we get set. Both teams, again, Marshall now getting lined up for our national anthem, and we'll have that here in just a moment. Week 4, District 9 5A Division II play. Marshall 3-0, trying to stay atop the leaderboard with Pine Tree and White House.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect our freedoms both home and abroad. Tonight, the flags are being raised by members of the Cub Scout Pack and Boy Scout Troop 403. Doug Crouch is the Scoutmaster of Troop 403. David Glidewell is the Cub Master of Pack 403. Please join the Jacksonville High School Fightin' Indian Band under the direction of Mr. Donnie Barrier as they play our national anthem.
Jacksonville High School Band getting tuned up for their performance tomorrow night at SFA in the marching contest for Region 21 with our national anthem. Great job as usual. So getting ready for teams to meet at midfield for the toss of the coin to get this thing started. I didn't have a chance to talk to head coach Wayne Coleman. They typically flip before the game. So the captains now will come out, even if they did or they didn't. They're still going to come out there and talk about it. Tyrese Gibson, Chris Carpenter, Kobe Anderson, Aaron Richardson representing Jacksonville.
A special Marshall Maverick at tonight's game. Marshall High School senior Hayden Blaylock died in a vehicle accident on Wednesday, September 18th on his way to school. Tonight the Indians will wear a 94 sticker, Hayden's jersey number, on the back of their helmets. JISD is also presenting a special game ball to the Blaylock family. At this time, we invite our Jacksonville community to stand with our varsity football players and team captains to show their respect to Marshall High School.
Nice thing done right there, but classy. Honoring the young man that lost his life in a vehicle accident earlier in the season for Marshall. Defensive tackle, Blaylock. And so there's the toss of the coin. I don't think they did a flip before the game, Aaron. I think they're doing it right now as the Jacksonville Indians look like they won the flip. I should have walked out there. I just assumed that they already did it. Kobe Anderson for Jacksonville, the 310-pound offensive tackle, made the call, and Jacksonville won the toss. And
Jacksonville has won the toss, elected to receive.
And they'll take the ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Jacksonville will take the ball. The more you can keep the ball away from Savion Williams of Marshall, the better. And we'll tell you, they've got – it's not just him either, guys. They have some really solid running backs, particularly number 7, Dominic Williams, a junior, 6'1", about 175, kind of a lean guy. He will be the guy that totes it the most for Marshall. At least that's what the statistics show. You never know. Saw him warming up. He's a nice-looking football player from Marshall. Lyric Rawls, one of their leading wide receivers. Be hearing a lot from him tonight. In Jacksonville, of course, you know, it's about controlling the football. This offensive line continues to get better each and every week, and I think they played their best game last week against Pine Tree, especially in that first half, the way they had 2 long drives down the field. Jeremy Singleton, Aiden Gay, Marco Nunez, Kobe Anderson just did a tremendous job blocking last week, and hopefully they can get a good start here with the football as Jalen Freeney will drop back along with Chris Carpenter. The second level is Bryson Tatum, Aaron Richardson, as we're set to go here. Week 4, 9-5A Division II play. Marshall 3-0 at the top of the district. Jacksonville 0-3. Glad you're with us here on JHS-Sports.com as we're set to go at Tomato Bowl. And with your play-by-play, here's Aaron Swink.
And we are underway, week 4 of district action. It's a short pop-up to the left side, fielded by diving up man.
Woo. Tyrese.
Heart in the throat time there as Tyrese Gibson comes up with it, but boy, that was scary.
I'm not sure that that's what the Marshall kicker meant to do. It looked like he really got under it. It wasn't an onside kick. It was just a high pop-up, much shorter. It got just beyond that front line of Jacksonville, and Tyrese Gibson, the senior wide receiver, came up and makes the recovery. So here's Jacksonville. They'll start their opening drive on their own 42. Patrick Clater and Hinojosa, the junior running back, in the backfield.
Indians will be in a shotgun all night. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Hinojosa gets the handoff. Left side, going to stretch it outside. Nice burst from him out over midfield. First down yardage on the first play of the ball game. Bill McCray Ford brings us the first downs.
Good block by Jeremy Singleton and Nunez on that left side, and nice read by Dominic Hinojosa, the junior. 5'6", and I'm going to tell you, he's a $155 if he's not 150. I mean, he's not a big guy as a running back, but he sure knows how to get behind his offensive line and run very, very small, even smaller than he is. And he gets a Jacksonville first down out to the Marshall 48.
So Jacksonville going trips left now. Unbalanced look, handoff Hinojosa this time up the middle, and a gain of about 2.
That time Hinojosa kind of paused a little bit, and he took the handoff and changed his mind, and when he did, well, Marshall right there to drop him for a 1-yard loss. They'll stay in the ball game with 2nd down 11 as Patrick Clater comes over beyond the hash mark to get the play from Randall Kennedy, the offensive coordinator for Jacksonville. 2nd down 11. Opening drive of the ball game here, Jacksonville and Marshall football at the Maverick 49.
2 receivers each way for Jacksonville. Clater's got the snap, now looks left, fires over there. Batted away, incomplete.
JT McFarland, the junior defensive tackle for Marshall, getting in that passing lane, slapping it away as Aaron Richardson will check in at running back for Hinojosa on 3rd down 11. Clater looking for that slant route to Gibson, and McFarland, the big DT for Marshall, knocking it down. Clater has the play, and 3rd down 11 here, and let's see if Jacksonville can get a 3rd down conversion. Their opening play got a 1st down. Kind of stalling here just inside the 50 at the Marshall 49.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Clater, 3-step drop, sets, got time.
Oh!
And
missed it.
Incomplete.
Oh, he had Gibson wide open. Looking downfield for Freeney, who was covered. And then what a nice job of stepping up into the pocket and getting out of traffic was Patrick Clater. Then he rolls to his right, and he's just got a little pass. He's just got to flip it out there to Gibson, running wide open in the flat, and just missed him. Incomplete, 4th down. Carpenter now will come on for his first punt for Jacksonville.
Marshall sends 2 back. That'll be right at the Maverick 19. Well, high snap. Carpenter brings it down, though. Gets away a pretty good one. End over end will hit and roll inside the 5. Jacksonville on it.
Nice.
At the 1.
Wow. What a punt by Carpenter. He got the big bounce. And, Aaron, I'm not sure why Marshall did not feel that punt. He had plenty of time to field it, lets it bounce, and the Indians get down there with Tyrese Gibson downing it at the 1 yard line. What a punt by Chris Carpenter. Good coverage.
And so Savion Williams, wearing number 3, brings the Mavericks to the line. Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band playing loud.
Yeah, they're right in their ear. The Mavericks, Savion Williams standing in his end zone.
Trips left. He's got one back with him, does Williams. Shotgun look. Spread offense for Marshall as well. Left to right goes the jet sweep action. Jacksonville stays home.
Nice job by Bryson Tatum and also Kennedy coming up. We got stoppage in play. Let's see the call here. Why are they stopping the clock? He's telling them to stop the clock. Rodney Kelly's running that clock. Stop it, Rodney. They're waving like crazy at the officials. And I'm not sure what the stoppage was because I didn't see there's not a flag on the field.
Well, Ryan Travis sees a flag and
oh, okay, there it is. I see it.
Now
I see it.
10:07 on the game clock.
Good spot.
Yep, it's way on the far side over there.
Illegal formation, offense.
Wow.
5 in the backfield. Penalties decline, second down.
Good call, but yep.
He's asked for 10:07 to go back on the game clock. This is the same officiating crew that was here 2 weeks ago when there were some clock issues as well. So,
well, they're going to reset. Oh, yes, sir. Referee's backing me up here. So Marshall with the football now inside their 1 yard line. I mean, the nose of the football is just, it's almost touching the goal line. It's that close. I'm looking right at it. Could not be any closer, Aaron.
Clock operator, please put 10:07 on the clock.
10:07, there he goes. He puts it on there. Yeah. So here's Marshall. Second down 10 as Jacksonville declines the penalty.
2 backs, one on either side of Williams.
Oh, you got another motion right here.
Flag.
It's procedure against Marshall. And you know, Aaron, you see that happen a lot when you're on the goal line. Your offensive line's kind of jumpy a little bit because you don't want anybody to get through and get the safety. So you're a little jumpy. And that's what Marshall's done the last 2 times. Can't move that ball any closer.
Chris Carpenter checking back in here on the right corner. Same look, one back each way. Now man in motion left to right. Williams rolls, looks, throws, and
caught.
It is caught. Hauled in.
Running back out of the backfield, Dominic Williams, as Savion Williams rolling to his left. Just a little release out of the backfield, and he gets Dominic Williams, the leading rusher, makes the catch. 20-yard gain out to the Marshall 21. So now the Mavs get a first down, their first one, with some breathing room.
They'll go 2 receivers right, 1 left. Williams stays in as the back. Dominic Williams with Savion now receiver in motion from the right side slot. Savion fakes a handoff, runs right. He's got all kinds of room to run at the 40 and finally shoved out of bounds at the Maverick 43-yard line, but not before picking up a big first down.
Yeah, the classic zone read right there. And now we got a late flag coming in way after the play was dead as Jacksonville drove Williams out of bounds. He picked up about 21 yards on that zone read, did Savion Williams, the senior quarterback. Committed to Arkansas as a wide receiver. And let's see the call here by the officials. It looks like it's going to go against Jacksonville maybe for a late hit, out of bounds, roughing.
Personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10 of the defense.
Yep.
15-yard penalty.
So it's a 15-yarder, and boy, you sure don't like to add on to a big run like that on a drive that started at the inside the 1 yard line of Marshall's, now all the way into Jacksonville territory to the 45. Bryson Tatum, the junior linebacker, can't have that with a late hit out of bounds.
So trips left, 1 right for the receivers.
Motion again by Marshall. So the Mavs with their 3rd procedure penalty in the first 3 minutes of the ball game. Makes it first down 15.
Back and forth we go here. these penalties, Matt.
Yeah, and Marshall really breaking their momentum. They are so talented offensively. They surely don't want to break their momentum with those kind of penalties.
Savion Williams now rolling right, looking, throwing incomplete, missed his man as Lyric Rawls just couldn't haul that one in.
Rawls, the leading receiver for Marshall, just a little out route. Even if he caught the ball, Aaron, Jacksonville had good coverage over there with Gibson and Carpenter. Ball thrown incomplete. Stays at second down 15 for Marshall. The ball just inside Jacksonville territory at the Fighting Indian 49-yard line on a drive that started inside the 1. Marshall's 1. They pushed it about 50 yards now.
2 receivers right, 1 left now. Man in motion right side slot. Zone read though, and Savion Williams keeps around right end. He'll pick up about 5.
Well, he's just as Wayne Coleman said in smoke signals before the game, he's a lot like Cam Newton. He's not as thick as Cam Newton is. He's about 6'3", 195. Newton's, what is he, 240, 250? He's massive. But on the high school level, I mean, Savion Williams is an impressive-looking athlete. So he picks up 8 yards. Third down, a more makeable 8 to go for Marshall.
8-10 and counting here first quarter. No score yet, Jacksonville and Marshall. Savion Williams drops back 3 steps. He's going to throw deep right side. Got a man, and he's got 6. No.
Dropped.
He dropped it.
Boy,
he had him.
Tell you, Jacksonville beaten badly on that play right there. Not sure who the coverage was. It was Casey Kennedy. I guess that was his guy, but Rawls wide open in the end zone, drops the football. So on fourth down, looks like Jake Greidel, the Marshall head coach, is going to play a little field position. He's going to bring his punting unit out at the Jacksonville 46-yard line, looks like 42-yard line rather. He's going to punt the football, and yes, Jacksonville has Chris Carpenter back for this punt on 4th and 8. Oh.
High snap brought down. The punt is away. Well, Carpenter will let it bounce, and Marshall going to be able to down this one well inside the 5.
How about that? Both teams trading incredible punts inside the 5. So Marshall returns the favor and gives Jacksonville a long field. That's what you call a change of field position there, Aaron. You go from inside the 1 of Marshall to the 2-yard line of Jacksonville for the Fighting Indians on their second possession here.
So Jacksonville not had a lot of luck playing in the shadow of the goalpost this year, Matt. Let's see what they'll do here. Aaron Richardson will come out. And Clater just looking to get him out of trouble here as he hands it off
It'll be
to
Richardson
straight ahead.
Yep.
And he picks up about 2.
Exactly right, Aaron. Pushes it out to the 4, a little bit of breathing room. You can see these offenses a little bit antsy when you're inside your 1, inside your 2. That time Richardson, he just kind of dove a little bit like he was going to be trapped back there. It's in your mind. You're thinking, I'm in the blue of the end zone. I got to get out of here. And he just got a little ahead of himself and stumbled for 2 yards. Second down, 8 to go. 7:18 and counting here in this first quarter. No score, Jacksonville and Marshall. Jacksonville's second possession.
Trips right go the Indian receivers. Richardson gets the ball again straight ahead and
gets to the 5.
Pick up about a yard.
It'll make it 3rd and 7 for Jacksonville. The Indians conservative here, as you would expect in this part of the field. So Richardson will stay in the ball game as the Fighting Indians have yet to call the play with plenty of time on the play clock at 23 and counting. Clater now all the way over to beyond the hash mark, waiting for the play.
So 15 and counting on the play clock, 6:33 and counting first quarter. No score if you're just joining us.
Got to get going here. 5 on the play clock.
And now Clater takes the snap, drops back in the end zone. Here comes the pressure. He's going to let it fly. Right side looking for Carpenter and overthrows him.
Carpenter had a step, and then when the ball was thrown toward the middle of the field, Clater just did a great job, Aaron, of getting rid of the football. Heavy rush, once again, throwing off his back foot because he was getting hit in the mouth as he threw the ball. Got rid of it, threw it about 50 yards in the air to the middle of the field, and Carpenter cut in front of the defender, just couldn't get there. And another one of those scenarios where Carpenter runs for 55 yards, he's got to come all the way back, and now he's got to punt the football out of the back of his end zone.
So the Marshall return men are standing on about the Jacksonville 35. So Carpenter under pressure now, and this one partially blocked.
But Jacksonville looks like they're going to get the ball. I don't see him signaling that partial block right there. Should be roughing the punter. Carpenter, he took a shot. He's shaking off his, he's kind of limping a little bit as Jason Krause, the Jacksonville trainer, now will come out to check on Carpenter. As he came down with both feet, and then he took the shot low below the waist. So it's going to be roughing the kicker. Automatic first down, 15 yards, and the Fighting Indians get the benefit of the penalty. That'll push it all the way out there into the 20-yard line of Jacksonville. The Indians get another crack offensively.
So Jacksonville bailed out there. We'll keep an eye on Carpenter, though, Matt. He did take a shot. You're right.
He's walking much better than he did when he was in the end zone about 20 yards later. So he's kind of walking it off a little bit. So Clater gets another shot as Jacksonville will keep the football. Roughing the punter on Marshall gives Jacksonville new life at their 20.
Two receivers right, one left this time for Clater. Handoff left side A-gap. Gain of a couple.
Richardson putting his head down, trying to get what he can, and this is a massive defensive line from Marshall. Two 300-pound defensive tackles in there. You heard Wayne Coleman talk about it in smoke signals in our pregame. Not one, two of them. 300 pounds plus. I don't know what all these other towns are feeding their kids, Aaron, but we need to get those recipes here. Zone read, nowhere.
And Clater just keeps. And you said it, Matt. Marshall had that one blown up.
Yeah, Richardson was looking for the football, and that time Clater thought he saw something, and it closed in a hurry. He kept the football. We haven't seen Patrick Clater run too much this year. Last week he had an 11-yard touchdown run at Pine Tree. That time nowhere. Third down, 11 for Jacksonville at their own 19. Carpenter is back in at wide receiver, by the way.
So 4:48 and counting here, first quarter. No score. Jacksonville and Marshall. Clater drops, sets, fires right side, looking for Carpenter. He's got his man beat, but he couldn't catch up. It's incomplete.
Would have been a 79-yarder and hit him just right off the end of his fingertips. Carpenter. Oh, man. And I will give Patrick Clater credit. He put that ball in a much better position right there to have an opportunity to catch it. And once again, Carpenter, after running 70 yards down the field, we're at 4:35 in first quarter, and he's gassed.
Yeah.
He's having to come back and punt again.
And there are only 10 seconds on the play clock because he just can't go any faster.
He is worn out, man.
4 seconds. Now 3, 2. There's the snap.
Oh, look at that
punt away. It's end over end. It's another good one. Hit inside the 40 and roll down and bounce out.
Wow.
At about the Marshall 30. So again, Carpenter coming through clutch after having to run a mile and a half.
Hey, go get some air, man. Yeah. Wow. Carpenter he is gassed. Got to get him some air right here. As Isaiah Mallard, the sophomore, will come in at corner to try to give Carpenter a little breathing.
Yeah, you could hear Wayne Coleman there saying to Isaiah, they're going to come at you right here.
You got to get ready for that. So first down Marshall, their second possession. They'll start it at their own 31 after an outstanding punt, the second one by Carpenter.
They'll have two receivers on each side of the formation for Savion Williams. Now man in motion from the right to the left, and the handoff is faked. It's a keeper from Savion Williams. Jacksonville, nice coverage though, not fooled. He gets maybe a yard or two.
And that's what's so dangerous about Savion Williams. On that zone read, he's so smooth with it. You thought that his running back, Dominic Williams, had the football, the way he put it in his breadbasket, and then he just yanks it out of there and scoots around the end. Looked like Jacksonville had him held up pretty good, but he got 5, second down 5.
2 backs now with Williams now receiver in motion as well. So the handoff, Dominic Williams, right side running. He will bust his way into the secondary and all the way down to the Jacksonville 10 in the blink of an eye.
Boy, he had some kind of gear right there, didn't he, guys, about the 50? He was gliding out. There was Dominic Williams, the running back for Marshall, and all of a sudden, man, he just shifted into third gear, and he smoked down the field, gets tripped up at the Jacksonville 10-yard line.
So 3:35 and counting. A lot of misdirection in this Marshall backfield, keeping the Indians guessing. And Savion Williams is going to do it again with a keeper up the middle. He goes. Touchdown, Marshall.
Zone read, fake to Williams. Jacksonville crashes down, and Williams does what he's supposed to do, a la Vince Young right there, just steps right through the middle of the Jacksonville defense where there's nobody home. Marshall on the board at the 3:24 mark here in this first quarter, scoring on their second offensive possession. Here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is up on the way and good. So with 3:24 to go first quarter, our score now Marshall 7, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back live at the historic Tomato Bowl in downtown Jacksonville. 3:24 to go first quarter. Marshall finally getting on the board first here, and with the Marshall scoring drive summary, we'll say hello to Todd Travis for the first time tonight. Todd?
It was a 3-play drive, covered 69 yards, ending with a touchdown, putting the Mavericks up 7-0.
A lot of magical ball handling in that Marshall backfield. Going to really challenge Jacksonville defensively.
Kick on the way. Fielded cleanly. And Carpenter cuts back to his right from the left, and he gets a nice lane out to about the 38. Well, they'll spot him actually at about the 36-yard line.
Boy, how nice is it, Aaron, to see Chris Carpenter have his hands on the football. Last week, 4 touches. You know, he had 11 catches in that second week against Palestine. And then obviously every team watched that film, and they've been doubling him ever since. Of course, Carthage the first week doubled him. But, yeah, 4 touches last week, and that's his first touch besides punting the ball tonight. And he gets a nice return out to the 36-yard line of Jacksonville.
So Clater brings the Indians back to the line. 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right. 1 back with him is Tatum, as Clater will take a little zone read out over the 41-yard line. He goes up the middle.
Good fake to Bryson Tatum, who sold it well, and just like Marshall, Savion Williams scored a minute ago with that zone read. It was the same play, Jacksonville, that time with Patrick Clater keeping it and going right over Aiden Gay, his sophomore 270-pound center. Picks up, nice 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5, football just outside the 40 of Jacksonville, 7-0. Marshall with 2:40 remaining here in the first. 2nd down 5 for the Fighting Indians.
So 2 Indian receivers on either side of the shotgun set this time, and the screen set up out to the right side. That's Freeney there. And he's got the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Excuse me, Aaron. Kevin Hernandez of Jacksonville, the junior H-back with a key block right there, getting Freeney free as he gets the Jacksonville Bill McRae Ford. First down out to the 49-yard line of Jacksonville. Gosh, what a great block by Kevin Hernandez of Jacksonville.
So So now 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Indians. Tatum the back, but the zone read keeper goes nowhere for Clater up the middle.
Yeah, it was Casey Hurd, one of those 300-pound defensive tackles, jumping on his back. Michael Washington, junior defensive end for Marshall, also in on tackle, as Clater will lose a yard on that zone read. Second down, 11 to go, pushes the ball back to the 48.
So 2 minutes and counting here, first quarter. Jacksonville looking to get into Marshall territory.
Look at this, Hernandez.
Pass to the left side, and Hernandez makes the catch. He's into Mav territory, the 48.
The reason I sounded so surprised is that's Hernandez's first catch of the year. I mean, he's an H-back, about 5'10", about 200 pounds. He's mainly in there to be like an extra lineman, the way that he blocks. He's so physical as Kevin Hernandez, and that time showed his hands. Makes a nice catch for 5 yards to give it a more makeable 3rd down 7 now for Jacksonville into Marshall territory, the Maverick 49. Bryson Tatum in the backfield with Clater for Jacksonville.
So 2 receivers on the right. Now Clater under all kinds of pressure just has to wheel it out and incomplete.
I don't know, Bryson Tatum, he actually gave him a catch. It's a loss of about a yard, Aaron. No, actually a loss of about 2 yards. Tatum comes out of the backfield, makes the catch, and Turf Monster got him. He just slips and falls. So now Chris Carpenter on 4th and 8 will come out for his 3rd punt in this first quarter now with 48 seconds and counting. Well, you don't like to see that pattern developing when you got 3 punts in the first quarter. Ugh.
So the Marshall return men back at the 10. Carpenter gets the punt away, end over end, and an angled
Boy, I tell you, he's doing it.
Out at the 13-yard line, so another great one.
I tell you, Carpenter is talented in so many ways, and you know, we've seen him have some really disastrous punts in his 3-year career in Jacksonville. He was a starting punter as a sophomore, and he's had some really good ones and some really bad ones. But tonight, he's on. I mean, he's nailed some really nice punts.
Yeah, Ryan Travis letting us know up here, Jacksonville may have gotten a little gift. That punt went out at the 13, but they've actually marked him back to the 12. So
yeah.
So Marshall with that 2-back look again. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. They're going to bring the man from the right side slide in motion. Savion Williams going to keep and look to throw this time. Now going to run left under pressure. Can Jacksonville hold the edge? No. Savion Williams, the 45, check that, 35-40 finally pushed out at about the 41, 42-yard line. 41, they'll say.
You know, discipline and staying home. That's what you got to do with Savion Williams. It's like a net. You got to kind of form a net around that guy. And 3 Jacksonville defenders came straight up the field, Aaron, and left the outside on the far side from us wide open. Nobody took care of that side of the field. Savion Williams with a big run out to the 41 of Marshall, first down.
So now 4 receivers staggered on the left side of the formation. Look for this one to be a screen left side. Jacksonville's got to bust it there. Do a pretty good job as
nice.
Receiver looked like he ran about 15 yards and got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a tunnel screen to DeMarcus Williams, as that will end the first quarter with Marshall going to come back looking at 2nd down 10 on their own 41 as we end the first quarter.
So as the team switch ends, the score here, Marshall 7, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, beginning of the second quarter of play. Marshall leading Jacksonville by a score of 7-0. And Matt, that first quarter was characterized by some great Chris Carpenter punting, but that's not what you want to see if you're Jacksonville.
No, it is not. It is not what you want to see. We're waiting. We're supposed to have a presentation here to the American Cancer Society. Here we go. Here it comes. Waiting for the cue here, 25-yard line. Let's listen to the PA here.
As Gracie Abercrombie of the bi-district champion Jacksonville Fighting Maiden basketball team and their head coach, Mr. Lynn Nabby, present Cherokee County American Cancer Society representatives Regina Brown and Cassie Foster with a check in the amount of $2,000. This money for this donation was raised via Peek Out shirt sales. On behalf of JISD, thank you very much to Coach Nabby, the girls basketball team, and the Cherokee County American Cancer Society. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you still don't have a Peek Out shirt, they are still available on the lower concourse on the home side of the stadium for $12.
How about that? Jacksonville High School maiden basketball team, bi-district champs last year, raising $2,000 for the Cherokee County American Cancer Society, as you heard. Had that presentation just now with the big cardboard check. Got to get me one of those. I need more zeros on it, though. A few more zeros would be good. So here's Marshall, second down, 10 to go.
The only thing is you can't cash those at a drive-through.
Oh, you watch me, buddy.
It won't fit in the canister. I've tried.
Oh, okay. I'll go inside.
Two receivers right, one left. Handoff this time is straight ahead out over the 45, right at the 45. Check that is where they'll spot him.
Dominique Williams with the carry for Marshall, again coming in as the leading rusher for the Mavericks. Picks up about 6 yards, about 5 we'll call it. Because they lost about a half yard, so I like some of the cards that the Marshall coaching staff's using to signal in plays. You know, you see those on the sidelines. One of them was Donald Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand up and hold up your J's.
Maybe that means just pull out of here. No, we won't go there. Never mind. So timeout, Kenny Kennedy, Jacksonville defensive coordinator. He saw that Trump sign. He called timeout. Hey, that did it right there. He calls timeout Jacksonville's first, Aaron. Let's take a break.
Yeah, we'll take it with him for about 45. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back here at Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, 11:17 to go. First half, the score Marshall 7, Jacksonville nothing. The Mavs with it, 3rd and 6, ball at the Marshall 45-yard line. Back to play. Same two-back look as the Mavericks try to keep the ball position a mystery, and this time it's Savion Williams running left. He's into Jacksonville territory at the 40, the 35, and finally pushed out of bounds on the far side at the 33-yard line.
This is just going to be one of those ball games. You can already feel that it isn't going to be, if you hold Savion Williams to a certain number, it's if you contain him from scoring. I mean, he's that kind of football player. He's like the Caleb Medford kid that's going to TCU, except better, that played for Henderson in week 3. First down, Jacksonville 35 for Marshall.
So empty backfield.
Another timeout by Jacksonville.
And Kenny Kennedy still not liking what he's seeing, so he'll take one, and we'll take it with him. 45 seconds, Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
At this time.
Boston Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks of Marshall at the Jacksonville 34. 11:05 to go here. First half. Back to play, empty backfield as Savion Williams rolls to his right. Jacksonville brings some pressure and forces the incompletion as he throws over the middle looking for the slant.
Yeah, and good pressure by Aaron Richardson from his linebacker position, staying with Savion Williams and spying him down. And Williams throwing across his body back toward the middle of the field, incomplete to his big receiver, number 12, that's Hayden Keelyhan. Incomplete, 2nd down, 10. Football at the Jacksonville 34.
So one back with Williams. Now they'll empty the backfield as he will drop back, look left, slot wide open, overthrown though, incomplete.
Just running free is the wide receiver right there. Wayne Coleman said, how hard is that? Why is that happening? Why is he so wide open? Oh, man. Hayden Keelyhan, the junior, running free past Jalen Freeney downfield by about 10 yards. Fortunately for Freeney of Jacksonville, that ball was a little bit overthrown, incomplete. 3rd down, 10 now. Fighting Indians catch a break there.
So 3rd down and 10. Ball still sitting at the Jacksonville 34-yard line. Trips right, 1 left, go the receivers. As Savion Williams hands off straight ahead to Williams in to the red zone. Another 1st down just over the 20.
And that's going to be another running back. That's Joe Jordan, the
Check
senior.
that thing.
Yeah.
Just keep rolling them in.
Yeah, 1st down. They're playing fast here. Jacksonville 19.
So Jordan stays in. He gets a handoff, bounces off a man now, sprints out to the left, and he'll get about 5 yards out of this.
Well, Jacksonville's Jordan Hicks had him in the backfield, had his hands on him, and Jordan, about 5'6", 160 if he's that, gets away from Jordan Hicks and picks up 5, as you said, Aaron. That'll push it to the Jacksonville 14-yard line.
50, Alonso Almazan.
So 10:08 and counting. Trips right, 1 left for the receivers. Joe Jordan still the back with Savion Williams. Williams keeps, rolls right, looks to the slot, got a man down inside the 5, all the way down to the 1.
Jarrett Phillips doubles as a linebacker, as an H-back here, makes the catch for Marshall, caught it about the 13 and skips down to the 1-yard line as Savion Williams, showing his prowess as a quarterback, converted from receiver. Second progression finds him down to the 1. 1st and goal, Marshall at the Jacksonville 1-yard line.
So the one-back look for the Mavs. Now man in motion gets the handoff, and he's got the score.
DeMarcus Williams with the carry on the jet sweep. Wasn't too much of a sweep because it was from 1 yard out. And Williams got the handoff, Aaron, and he just stepped. Right when he got the handoff, he just stepped forward into the end zone for the score. 13-0 Marshall now with 9:34 remaining in the 2nd quarter. With the score on the 1-yard jet sweep run, here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty all season. Kick is on the way and good. So with 9:34 to go here in the 2nd, the score now Marshall 14, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Did you know that Homes and Properties Realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. 9:34 to go, second quarter. Marshall leading Jacksonville by the score 14-0 with a second Marshall scoring drive summary of the night. Here's Todd Travis. Todd?
It was a 10-play drive, covered 88 yards, ending with a touchdown, putting the Mavericks up 14-0.
Short kick this time will be fair, caught by the up man Casey Kennedy. At about the 37-yard line, and he took a little shot there after the play.
Didn't call that. Let's update some scores around District 9 5A Division 2. Pine Tree and Nacogdoches knotted up at 14 with second quarter just underway. The game down in Nacogdoches. And Lindale over White House 14-7. That game also early in the second quarter. And Mount Pleasant leading Hallsville. That game in Mount Pleasant. 13-7, the Mount Pleasant Tigers over Hallsville. With just a couple minutes to go in the first quarter. This game here, 14-0 Marshall over Jacksonville. And here's the Fighting Indians with the football at their own 37.
Patrick Clater brings the Indians back out, fakes a handoff, and he'll go straight ahead. Will Clater to the 41.
Good decision by Clater. As I mentioned earlier, Wayne Coleman, a bit of reluctance to run Patrick Clater very much. You know, the backup quarterback for Jacksonville is Casey Kennedy. And of course, Casey is such a great athlete. He plays defense. He's H-back on offense. He plays everywhere. And so it's not that Wayne Coleman's trying to protect Patrick Clater, but there is a bit of an element to that by him not running the ball too much. Picks up 4.
So now trips left, one right, throws out left.
Mallard!
Caught. Mallard got a nice screen there in front of him, and he'll take it to about the 46, 47-yard line. Thought he got a yard or two more. That is good, though, for the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Well, what a good job by Isaiah, the 10th grader, one of 2 sophomores on this Fighting Indian varsity, making that catch. And not just making the catch, Aaron, but getting up the field, finding his blocker, and going off the block. It's one thing just to run up the field, but to run off the block is so important. And Mallard showed some wherewithal right there doing that. As Carpenter checks back into the game, Mallard stays as well. First down, Jacksonville.
Trips right, one left. Mallard by himself on the left side. Clater throws right high, but caught over there.
Carpenter.
By Carpenter. He had to climb that ladder. Didn't get much after the catch.
And I'll tell you, the reason that ball was thrown high was because one of those big defensive tackles, it was Casey Hurd, who slapped one down earlier in the first quarter. He's getting up in that passing lane and jumping and timing his jumps pretty good for a 300-pounder, knocking him down. He missed that one by a fingertip because Clater threw over him, and Carpenter was hit with his athleticism, jumps up and makes the catch for a 5-yard gain the hard way. 2nd and 5. Jacksonville pushes the ball to the Marshall 47.
So 7:38 and counting here now. Trips left, one right, go the receivers. Now screen, Mallard with the catch. No blocking, though, this time, and down he goes.
Yeah, Mallard that time, no chance, nobody there to block. And not that Jacksonville wasn't in position. You got to give Marshall credit. They read it very well. They come up, and Mallard makes the catch but loses 2. 3rd down, 7 to go now as Mallard will check out. So will Dominic Hinojosa out of the backfield. It'll be Aaron Richardson checking in. Tyrese Gibson checks back in at wide receiver for Jacksonville on a 3rd down and 8 with the ball right at the 50.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Clater under pressure, got to get rid of it quick, and it is caught down inside the 20-yard line.
Oh, man.
Did Patrick Clater just get that ball away? James Washington was coming in from his defensive end position unblocked. Nobody hit him at all. And he comes in, and right before the big pop, Clater just flicks his wrist, and Carpenter runs underneath it, middle of the field, gets tackled at the 15 of Marshall for another Jacksonville. Bill McRae Ford first down. What a throw by Clater under major duress.
So now Jacksonville in business in the Marshall red zone. Ball sitting at the 15-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right, 1 back in with Clater. Clater going to fake a handoff, keep himself.
Ball.
And he lost the ball.
He did.
And Marshall says they've got it. They do.
Zone read by Clater as he got past the 15, about to the 13, gets popped and fumbles the football, and the Mavericks come away with the first turnover of the ball game. The Indians really had something going nice right there as Chris Carpenter made the big catch, and by the way, limped off the field just now. Looks like he twisted something when he got tackled after that big catch at the 15. Nevertheless, Marshall gets the turnover at the Jacksonville 12-yard line. Wow. You know, against a team like Marshall, man, you just can't have any mistakes in a game like this against this good of a football team.
Same twin back look for Marshall. The handoff is to the left side. Not much there. Jacksonville staying home.
Joe Jordan with the carry for Marshall right there as he so small back there. He got behind his line, and as you said, Aaron, good job by Jacksonville. Bryson Tatum, Richardson, Jordan Hicks up front.
They'll give him 3. But, yeah, Jacksonville doing a nice job there not being fooled. That is exactly what they're trying to do, just keep the ball positioning a secret here. As Savion Williams now going to drop back and uncork one left side, and it is caught. No, check that. Did he? No, he was not able to pull it in. Wow.
Yep.
And so
they said he caught it.
He caught it.
Yep, he did. Larry Cross.
The official on the near side, I thought it had signaled incomplete, but thought it was originally caught, and that is the call. So first down to the 40 of Jacksonville.
Leading receiver Lyric Rawls makes the catch. What a throw by Williams, man. Beautiful. First down, Marshall.
Savion Williams keeping. He's going to run right, stretch the play to the 45, and finally shoved out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 47 of Jacksonville with 5:01 to go here in the second quarter.
And Marshall had such big playability. I mean, notice how they turn the field around so quickly. They get the fumble. Patrick Clater takes the shot from the zone read for Jacksonville and loses it. And Marshall turns right around and completely changes the field position after the Fighting Indians had driven it all the way down to the 15. Now the Mavericks are at the Jacksonville 33 up 14-0, threatening here to go up 3 scores with 5:01 remaining here in this second quarter.
They've got trips left. They've got 1 right.
Timeout, Jacksonville. No, we got a flag. Excuse me, not a timeout.
False start on Marshall.
Yeah.
The call.
Head linesman threw it over on the sideline. I thought I saw Kenny Kennedy stepping up, but I think he was helping him make the call there. That's what I saw. Kennedy kind of saying something to him, and Marshall will be looking at second down and 8 now at the Jacksonville 38-yard line.
Williams in the pistol. Flag again comes in.
You know, I think what it's happening, I mean, this is the 5th, I believe it's the 5th procedure penalty against Marshall. And they're calling procedure, but I really think they don't have, I think you got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. You can't have 6. You got to have 7. And I just don't think number 12, this wide receiver out here on this side, Aaron.
Yeah,
Callahan.
That's Callahan.
Yeah, he wasn't checking with the official and lining up correctly. Second down, 13.
So now Savion Williams throws to the left side slot. Found a hole in the zone, but Jacksonville closed it with good coverage after the completion.
Nice job as looks like, who's that down coming up for Jacksonville? It's Gallegos. Safety shaking it off. Looked like he got a little stinger on the tackle. Tatum brings the Marshall Maverick down for about a 6-yard gain on just a little inside look pass. Third down, a more makeable 7 after 2 consecutive procedure penalties. Marshall gets 6 of those back to make it third down. 7 to go at the Jacksonville 36.
3:37 and counting. Trips on the right, 1 on the left of the shotgun set. This time, Saban Williams going to throw into the slot right side. Caught, got a man, got a touchdown.
Jacksonville just one-on-one right there, misplayed it. Cameron Fuller, the Jacksonville strong safety right there, just stepped up and just didn't keep him in front of him. And, I mean, it was just a play Marshall was trying to get a first down out of, and Fuller overran, and, boy, it was all she wrote right there with the kind of speed that DeMarcus Williams has, the athlete. His second touchdown for Marshall makes it 20-0 with 3:24 remaining here in the first half. Here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is up and good. So with 3:24 to go here in the second quarter, our score now, Marshall 21, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Come see us at Dairy Queen on South Jackson before or after every Fighting Indian game to try our family favorites meal. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis along with you. 3:24 to go. Second quarter, Marshall now leading Jacksonville by a score of 21-0 with another Marshall scoring drive summary. Here's Todd. Todd?
It was a 5-play drive, covered 88 yards, ending with a touchdown, putting the Mavericks up 21-0.
And Jacksonville's Aaron Richardson just fair catches the kickoff at the Jacksonville 35. Big play of that drive, that big throw to Rawls from Williams. As the Mavericks offensively, guys, I mean, it's 21-0, but it just feels like the Mavericks can just kind of do what they want to do offensively. And Jacksonville's been able to move the ball on them. I mean, the Indians could just convert, just keep plugging, get back in this ball game here with 3:24 remaining in the first half.
Clater brings the Indians back out. 2 receivers on his right, 1 on his left, throws left for Carpenter. He's got him, but Carpenter is dropped at the 31.
Carpenter is not 100% right now. He was running over here on the sidelines. He was gimpy after that big catch down to the 15 earlier, and he's just a gamer. I mean, he's a physical kid going to the University of Colorado, and he just still not quite 100% after that tackle. He's in the ball game, makes the catch, and they'll give him a yard. Just couldn't get away from the tackle. Unlike him, he usually skips through those kind of top tackles.
So 2nd and 9, the ball at the 31. 2:40 and counting left to go here first half. Handoff is to Richardson, and he is dragged down in the backfield. Certainly looked like a piece of the face mask there, but no call.
I guess they said he grabbed the front, that front part of your when you reach up under the chin and you got the top part of that the breastplate of your shoulder pads, and he grabbed right there, and it looked like his head came down. No call by the official. Good no call. Clearly not a face mask, so the clock continues to run with 2:11. Third down, 11 as Hinojosa loses 2 yards. Well, you sure don't want to go down 4 scores here. Got to convert.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Clater got to load and throw quickly and incomplete.
Wow, not even close.
He was looking for Carpenter, but he just sailed it.
Oh, man. Carpenter did not even jump for the football. It was so overthrown by Clater. I like the call because Carpenter's been going deep, and the free safety came over the top to help the corner. Corner was going deep, and boy, right out of his break, Carpenter looks for the ball, and it's way over his head and incomplete. So Carpenter now will come on to punt, I believe, for the 5th time on 4th down and 11, and the Mavericks will get the ball back here with 1:57 remaining with 2 timeouts.
And it looks like the Mavericks may have actually jumped. That's another good punt as it's fair caught inside the 35, but there is a flag.
Well, it's 4th and 11, so all you can do right here is just punt it again, and you're not going to get much better on that punt as far as like the height of it and getting it down the field and forcing a fair catch. So it looks like the Mavs are going to be penalized here for offsides, as you said, Aaron. Good call. Should be declined. There it is, decline. So Marshall will get the football at their own 34-yard line. 1:57. I'm looking under the goalpost here. You can't see that.
151.
151. Okay, that 1 and 7. The Lee Traylor, he's put the time up on the clock. It's not up there right now. Can't cover up those sponsors, man. Got to have them up there. They're paying for that board.
That's right.
So, but he has figured out how to put that up there. And I know it's not a problem for you guys, but here on the field, I mean, Coach Coleman and I were down here last night at the freshman game. It's really nice having that time up at the top of the scoreboard because underneath there, the goalpost obscures the clock. You really can't see it very well. So here's Marshall with the football at their own 34.
There it is, Matt. You take a look at the video board, you can see it up at the top.
Yeah, it's that strip at the top.
It's a good look. So Savion Williams rolls right, looks, throws, incomplete.
Marshall fortunate there. Their inside receiver jumped, took off a little bit sooner than he should have. I kept waiting for the head linesman to throw that flag. He did not. Incomplete as I see the Trump sign over there comes up. So build that wall, Jacksonville defense. Come on now. See the Trump sign up.
He went there.
I did. I said it. I did. I said it.
Oh, my goodness. 1:46 to go, first half. Savion Williams, 3-step drop, sets, got all kinds of time. Now here comes the pressure. Can they get to him? He's away at the 40.
Great
and
tackle.
Finally taken down at the 41.
Boy, Bryson Tatum, the linebacker for Jacksonville, nice job staying with Williams. And, I'm not so sure the secondary doing such a great job covering the receivers and forcing Williams to run. I'm not so sure that's a good thing for Jacksonville. But fortunately, Bryson Tatum makes a nice tackle. 3rd down, 4. Can you get a stop here?
Williams throws right after faking a handoff, and the Mavs move this one out to the 46. That's good for a first down.
Just barely. Sergio Moreira comes in and helps make the tackle as DeMarcus Williams makes the catch from Marshall, and it's going to be, Aaron, I'm like you. I thought it was clearly a first down, but let's see where they spot it.
Well,
because DeMarcus Williams went down just inside the 45.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, there's a penalty
on
the other side.
Yeah, appears to be a flag, yeah.
There's a flag.
Ryan Travis spotted that one again.
Well, there's something about this field, those yellow flags on the other side, they just don't show up very good for me, at least for me in the field. You guys have a different vantage point there. I see the official picking up the flag now. So the official's still talking about it at midfield. It's Marshall is signaling it's against Jacksonville. This is Jacksonville offsides. Let's see here.
You got to get that linesman all the way in from the far side to give the call to the head referee here.
Well, don't listen to the Marshall players because it's against Marshall. There are 3 of them pointing at Jacksonville. Hey, it's against them. It's against them. No, it is not.
Ineligible man downfield.
Well, it was an inside screen, and he got down 3 yards is all you can go as an offensive lineman beyond the line of scrimmage, and obviously he went more than 3, so they get him. So it stays 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 8 to go. 1 minute and counting here in this second quarter. Can you get a stop here?
Empty backfield, trips right, 2 receivers left. Savion Williams by himself, drops, loads, throws deep, got a man beat, Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Mavericks.
It's that man, Lyric Rawls again. 66 yards. Man, what a throw by Williams. And it's Stephen Gallegos deep for Jacksonville, getting beat on the play. And the Indians go down 4 scores here now in the first half to Marshall.
And Marshall will be getting the ball, remember, Matt, to start the second.
Oh, man, gosh, the secondary is just getting torched tonight by Marshall.
So the extra point attempt on the way, brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty, is good. 42 seconds left here, first half. Our score now, Marshall 28, the Fighting Indians nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back to the Tomato Bowl for the last 42 seconds here of the first half of play. Marshall leading Jacksonville now by 4 scores, and with the latest Marshall scoring drive summary. Todd, we got to quit meeting this way. Here's Todd Travis.
Here's the kickoff, though. Wait. Look at here, look at here.
Return is on here now. Carpenter left side running, 40-45. Can he get to midfield? No, he steps out, but at the 48-yard line, great return. So, Todd.
Sorry about that.
Carpenter
had the ball.
Chris Carpenter made quite a return there.
Jacksonville Indians take over.
All right, Todd, scoring drive.
For Marshall, it was 4 plays, covered 66 yards, finished with a touchdown, putting the Mavericks up 28-0.
Yeah, and that was Casey Kennedy back. It wasn't Stephen Gallegos earlier, my bad. It was Casey Kennedy on the coverage, and he just, you're trying to cover a Division I receiver like Rawls, and Casey just couldn't keep up with him. There's the score. Here's Jacksonville with 33 seconds remaining.
Trips right, 1 left, go the Indian receivers. Clater under all kinds of pressure, got a throw, taking a hit again. Incomplete.
Hit him right in the hands.
As Richardson wheeled out and just couldn't haul it in.
Yes, it was the wheel route as Wayne Coleman pulls it out of the hat. Nice call there. I remember when we used to see Big Wooda catch that ball up the sidelines. Remember Wooda Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the exact same play.
That man's name became a verb. We saw people get wooted all the time.
And so, perfect pass by Clater. And Aaron Richardson, he had a little hand in his face. They just couldn't come up with it. Incomplete, stops the clock with 27 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Now Clater takes the snap, drops back. Here comes the pressure. He flings it out left. Incomplete.
Sniffed out big time by Kaiser Turner, senior linebacker for Marshall, as you're trying to sneak Hinojosa out of the backfield in the flat area. Wasn't even a screen. They were just kind of flipping it out there to him, let him give him some space. But, boy, Turner from Marshall said no, sir. And Marshall showing why they are atop the district of 9-5A, Division II at 3-0, playing lights out in this first half, shutting down a very potent Jacksonville offense right now, 28-0, the Mavs.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Clater just going to hand off this time to Hinojosa, and he will get a couple and just be thrown backwards.
So this is quite a lesson in this first half for this Jacksonville offensive line, particularly sophomore Aiden Gay. He's got his hands full, buddy, with those 2 defensive tackles as he's snapping the football. He's just a sophomore, is Aiden Gay, and he's having to grow up pretty fast tonight against a really solid Marshall defense, and the Mavs will burn a timeout here with 7 seconds remaining. Stay with us for the Whataburger halftime report. We'll have stats sponsored by Randy Gorham CPA. Todd will be along with those. We'll hear from Ryan and Aaron, and then we'll have the Jacksonville High School Band getting ready for their Region 21 sweepstakes performance tomorrow night at SFA. If you can be there, the band should perform around 8:15. That's where they're slated for their performance. We'll see the Cherokee Charmers perform tonight. Let you hear from them, as well as the Jacksonville High School Majorettes. On the Whataburger halftime report, stay tuned for that. We're 7 seconds remaining in this first half. Marshall 28, Jacksonville nothing. And guys, this is a game where, you know, Jacksonville's had some opportunities. You know, it was 21-0, and you're first down at the Marshall 15-yard line, and you get a chance to go in and make it 21-7, keep it there, down 14 at the half, and wow, before you know it, turnover, 2 scores, now you're down 28-0. That's the kind of game that Marshall can put on you if you don't stay away from those mistakes.
So back to play here. 4th down. Jacksonville obviously going to go for it. Tunnel screen set up right side. It's caught, but Marshall jumps it, and that'll do it for the first half. Into the first, our score: Marshall 28, Jacksonville nothing. And Matt, will send it down to you for our All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Wayne Coleman.
Yeah, let's get Coach Coleman here. And Coach, you had some opportunities. You got down first down at the 15 down there, and you had a chance to make it 21-7. You had the turnover. Marshall's the kind of team you just can't make mistakes with.
No, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. I think we dropped a touchdown pass, fumbled down in the red zone, left 14 points on the field.
Coach, Savion Williams is everything you said he was going to be. I mean, it's almost like your secondary. You don't want them to have good coverage and make him run the football.
Yeah, he's going to play on Sundays. I don't know what position, receiver, probably not quarterback, probably receiver, but he's a great player.
Defensively, Coach, what do you need to do in the second half?
No, we got to keep our defense off the field. We got to establish some drives on offense and give our defense a rest.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
That's head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime report. Marshall High School Band now getting ready to take the field. Aaron, I'm going to toss it back up to you guys for the statistics sponsored by Randy Gorham CPA. I'll take my break, and I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes.
Sounds good, Matt. Thanks. Yes, halftime stats are brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA, and Randy is your source for accounting and income tax needs here in Jacksonville, and he has been since 1984. So Todd Travis joining us again, and Todd, 4 scores here separate Jacksonville and Marshall, and it's one that got out of hand pretty quickly for the way the game started.
Changed very quickly there in that second quarter. Yep, the fumble we had down close to their goal line was kind of a turning point for us there. You know, we had a good drive going and hoping to get some points out of it, but Marshall very quickly turned around and swapped the field on us.
Absolutely.
There, so.
We talk about all the time high school football being a game of momentum, and if you can get it, or in Marshall's case, if you can keep it, you can do a lot with it, and that's what they've been able to do. Up 28-0, although the scoreboard here in Tomato Bowl is now showing 31-0. That is incorrect. It is 28-0 Marshall. And Todd, let's break it down and see how we got there by the numbers.
Our Indians finished the first half with 28 plays on offense for 76 yards. We had 56 yards passing and 20 yards rushing. On third down for the first half, we were 1 out of 7. And our quarterback, Patrick Clater, 9 completions on 16 attempts for 56 yards. Our leading receiver was Carpenter with 4 catches for 43 yards. And Jalen Freeney had 1 for 8. Kevin Hernandez 1 for 4. Isaiah Mallard 2 catches for 3. And our leading rusher in the first half was Hinojosa, 3 carries for 10 yards. Patrick Clater had 5 carries for 7, and Aaron Richardson had 4 carries for 3 yards.
Well, a big change. Excuse me, a big change, Todd, from what we saw in Pine Tree last week, as Hinojosa was able to really just kind of dominate the game with a lot of his running, especially right up the middle. Some of that kind of smash mouth running that he was able to do, and Really not able to get it going so far.
No, it looked like, the first play looked real positive. He got 12 yards on the first play of the game and first down. And hadn't done a whole lot since then.
So Jacksonville, of course, finds themselves down 4 scores. Marshall will be getting the ball to begin the second half, and Marshall already putting up the numbers. Todd, let's take a look at the Mavericks.
Marshall had 27 plays on offense for 374 yards, with 185 yards passing and 189 yards rushing. Their quarterback, Savion Williams, had 7 completions on 12 attempts for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. The leading receiver was Rawls with 2 catches for 109 and a touchdown, and DeMarcus Williams had 3 catches for 43 and a touchdown.
Yeah, Lyric Rawls, all he does is catch deep balls, apparently, is he just gashed the Indian secondary, and Marshall probably going to get to a situation here where they don't have to throw the ball much more, but he'll probably want at least one more.
Might be practice for him because he overthrew a few when the receiver was wide open back there.
That's true, and Savion Williams, such an effective runner at quarterback that, he may need a few more of those to dial in his passing game, because they're gonna run into some challenges on down the road, even if Jacksonville not able to kick this back into gear, although that may very well happen. Lots of football to play. Marshall's going to have to deal with Pine Tree, I think, in a few weeks, and that should be a good ball game. And so if I'm Marshall, I'm looking ahead a little bit, and if you're Jacksonville, you hope maybe that Marshall's looking ahead now up 4 scores, and maybe you sneak back up on them a little bit, but. Wayne Coleman's guys going to have their work cut out for him for sure, Todd, and we'll see what they can do here.
We had a couple deep balls where we just missed. I guess both of them were Carpenter, but we had got behind the defender at least twice in the first half and just didn't quite connect on the pass. So one of those will work in the second half again, and maybe we can kind of get back into it, at least get on the board. So
yeah, well, you can't make a 4 touchdown comeback without getting the first one, and
that's right.
I would be curious to see, Todd, if being down 4 scores and obviously Marshall getting the ball to start the second half, what do you think Jacksonville might come out and try the onside? I mean,
I would not put it past Coach Coleman.
If you're gonna do it, if Wayne Coleman's gonna be the old riverboat gambler, that might be the time to do it. So the Marshall High School band taking the field and looking like they're one of those show bands that we're seeing now, the props and everything, and a bit different than what Fighting Indian fans are used to with the
Do you think
Fighting Indian band.
Marshall's next kickoff, are they going to kick it deep and to Chris again after a return like he had a minute ago?
That's a good point. I don't think they will. I think if they're smart, they're going to keep it away from him because, we talked about that in the first half. Chris had 4 touches last week in Longview, and the more touches he gets, the more chances Jacksonville has to get back into this ball game. So, yeah, if I'm Marshall, I'm keeping that ball away from number 3 as much as I can.
You can see they're trying hard to get the ball in his hands. We've thrown it short 2 or 3 times there towards the end of the half, but the defender's right on him when he makes the catch.
Yeah,
I don't know if he even gained a yard on it.
And it makes you wonder, Todd, I mean, do we even maybe see some different formations come in, maybe some wildcats, some things like that, just to get the ball into his hands? We saw that tried a little bit, I think maybe just one time last week. Didn't really work, but we had heard Coach Coleman talking about, that being something that Jacksonville might try just to get the ball in Chris's hands, because if he's not got the ball, he can't be very effective for you on offense. I don't know. Do you go back to the well with the wildcat?
I guess try anything.
Yeah,
but, it did not work very well, and when Patrick's tried to run it a few times, there's not much space there. So
yeah, and again, for the second consecutive week, Jacksonville dealing with a just a huge defensive front in Marshall, and these guys, like you said, Todd, they're taking up a ton of space, and so.
And again tonight, Patrick's not getting a lot of time to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's been the story of pretty much the season.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about, and you heard from Coach Coleman and Smoke Signals talking about the improvement of the offensive line, and they have definitely been improving, and they're pretty technically sound at this point in the season as far as they know what to do. They understand their blocking schemes. But, hey, when you're giving up 15 or 20 pounds a man –
or quite a bit more.
Or more.
Yeah.
Or more. Quite a bit more in some instances. You can be as technical as you want. When you can get bull rushed by a guy that's 350 plus, or whatever. Well, we've seen 370, I think, at one point this year.
Yes, we did.
So, these guys, again, in Longview and in Marshall, well, I don't know what they're feeding these guys, but as Matt said in the first half, Jacksonville might need to figure that out.
They got something in the water that we don't have.
Yeah, obviously. So, the Marshall High School Maverick Band continuing their performance. The drill team, the rifle drill team out there throwing their rifles around and flags as well as, again, this is a show band, so quite different if you're used to the Jacksonville High School military band style, but you will get a chance to see the Fighting Indian Band fans if you're here. And if you're not here tonight, we would invite you to go down to SFA, to Homer Bryce Stadium tomorrow night if you have the chance to support your Fighting Indian Band in their marching contest for Region 21. The Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band, I think, Todd, scheduled to be on the field down in Nacogdoches about 8:15.
8:10 tomorrow night.
So 8:10 is what we're hearing,
8:10.
okay? And, of course, those types of schedules are a little bit fluid, so you want to make sure you're there well in advance, but we'll be looking forward to that as well. So you are listening to the Halftime Report sponsored by Whataburger. Whataburger, you make the order, and Whataburger makes it fresh. Halftime stats have been brought to you by Randy Gorham. Randy is your source for accounting and income tax needs here in Jacksonville, and he has been since all the way back in 1984. We'd like to thank Whataburger and Randy Gorham, CPA, for their support of Jacksonville football and our halftime report here on jhs-sports.com. Hope you'll stay with us. We'll have Matt Montgomery joining us again with the Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band, the Cherokee Charmers, and the Jacksonville Majorettes. But as the Marshall Band finishes up their performance, we're going to step away for 2 minutes and we'll come back. You're listening to Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on jhs-sports.com.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
This is James Noble, former NFL player with the Washington Redskins and the class of 1982. You're listening to Fighting Indians Football on JHS-sports.com.
That was Fighting Indian great James Noble bringing us back in, and you're hearing the sounds of the Marshall Maverick Band in the background here as they are still going on what
they're putting on a show down there.
What has turned into quite a show. Ryan Travis, our producer, joining us, said, I've got the microphone and I've got something to say. Ryan, you going to break down Marshall's band? Can you give us some insight?
I don't know that I have a whole lot to say. I was just excited to, get on here and talk for a few minutes.
Absolutely.
Hey, I tell you, you want to see a band perform, wait in a couple of weeks when Mount Pleasant comes in.
Yeah.
Aaron, you know that band, right?
Hey, yeah, I do. And let me tell you this. If you're listening and you're planning to be here for that game, got a little advance warning when they played over in White House a few weeks ago. We have a 6-year-old daughter. If you got young kids, you're going to want to have them at the concession stand.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
My granddaughter got scared by them 2 years ago. She was 5 years old then.
Yeah.
And she was frightened by their band.
Let me tell you, from what I heard, Matt, it's worse than it was 2 years ago.
Oh, how? My goodness.
Some of the props and some of the stuff, I don't understand it.
It's going to be around Halloween, and they do some kind of Halloween theme deal. And, buddy, it is it's for real.
Yeah.
I mean, they put on some really wild costumes, and for a 5 or 6 year old, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they get that graphic. That's in a couple of weeks, but Marshall High School Band now.
Sounds fun for us.
Yeah, pulling their props off the field. A lot of stuff as the Jacksonville High School Band getting set to perform. Of course, the Cherokee Charmers will perform first here at Tomato Bowl as we're talking about Ryan's political aspirations here a moment ago, but I think he's going to keep those on hold maybe for a little while.
He said he had something to say, and I thought surely he was going to announce his run for the White House.
I got you.
I didn't say I had something to say. I just said I was ready to talk.
Oh,
hey, you ought to run it. You ought to run as a Democrat because there's not very many of those people running. We are at
Mr. Barrier's got on a suit tonight. He
how
looks
about
very
that?
sharp.
Doesn't he, though? And now we are going to be entertained by the Jacksonville High School Band playing for the Cherokee Charmers as the Jacksonville halftime show begins here on the Whataburger Halftime Report. The Charmers are directed by Laura Guidry, assisted by Tiffany Alexander. Let's listen to the PA announce it. He can do a much better job than me.
Sergeant Flora Angeles, Sergeant Brittany Samaniego. Charmer officers from left to right are Junior Lieutenant Yasmin Badgett, First Lieutenant Morgan Washburn, Junior Lieutenant Katie Lucky, Senior Lieutenant Ariel Galvan, Junior Lieutenant Alexa Sanford, and in the center, your captain, Kayla DuPont.
Cherokee Charmers performing here at the half as Jacksonville High School Band performing. The music for them as Michaela Garner announces the Cherokee Charmer of the Week. As Luke McCown just walks by me and pops me in the head, was down there talking, I'm sure, to Patrick Clater as he kind of helps coach him a little bit, voluntarily, of course. Now let's listen in as the Jacksonville High School Band plays the Battle Hymn of the Republic for the Cherokee Charmers as they have their performance here in front of the home crowd at historic Tomato Bowl. The award-winning Cherokee Charmers performing here at halftime at Tomato Bowl, where Marshall leads Jacksonville by a score of 28-0.
Award-winning Cherokee Charmers.
Now the Jacksonville Majorettes will take their positions to perform here on the Whataburger Halftime Report. Glad you're with us here on jhs-sports.com. Now we have some listeners from Marshall tuning in as well. Welcome to the broadcast.
Directed by Brianne G. Head twirlers are Mackenzie Ross and Shelby Cumby.
We heard the PA announcer, twirler sponsor Brianne G, co-head twirlers Mackenzie Ross and Shelby Cumby.
Watch now as the Jacksonville Majorettes perform to the Bruno Mars hit, Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk, one of my favorites, guys. Yes. Hey, got my little Uptown Funk going on there. Jacksonville High School Majorettes. Music provided by the Jacksonville High School Band under the direction of Donnie Barrier, who now give their warm-up performance for their Region 21 sweepstakes performance tomorrow night at Stephen F. Austin University at Homer Bryce Stadium. Hope you can be there. The performance slated for 8:10. As Aaron said, those times are kind of fluid. So let's listen into the PA announcer announce the band.
2020 Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band. The band will perform to St. Julian March, percussion feature Rolling Thunder, and Kiefer's Special. The band is under the field direction of Junior Drum Major Jenna Armitage and Senior Drum Major Richard Elias. Now at the center of the field, one of the most decorated military marching bands in the state of Texas. That classic look, that awesome sound, that cry heard across the land. The Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band.
Matt, I know you want to grab a mallet down there, but
Yeah.
they've got marching contests tomorrow, so just try to
No,
Try to resist the temptation.
Yeah, I'm standing in front of the xylophone here. Isn't that what we decided these are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking you're ready to grab a mallet and
that's
start
right.
playing down there with those guys.
I mean, it's like whack-a-mole. I mean, I feel like I could play some whack-a-mole
That's right,
here.
musical whack-a-mole.
Just kind of bang it down there, buddy.
Folks, you have found the spot, the place on the internet for cutting-edge marching band analysis.
Hey, this is it. I mean, I'm no Stuart Bird, but I'm starting to kind of feel it, you know. Stuart Bird, of course, former superintendent, would come down and help us at the half, guide us through the halftime band performance because he judges band contests. So who better than to describe what is happening on the field, because I can assure you I cannot. So the Jacksonville High School band, again, warming up for tomorrow night for that sweepstakes. I'm sure they'll get another sweepstakes performance. I guess they get a 1. That's what they're looking for, a 1.
That's it.
Yeah. See, I knew that.
There you go.
Yeah. While the Jacksonville High School band plays in the background, let's update some scores. All of these games are at halftime in District 9 5A Division II. We'll throw in some more in case you don't want to hear some of those. Mount Pleasant 21-7 over Hallsville at the half. Nacogdoches and Pine Tree all knotted up at 14 at halftime. That game down at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. And Lindale and White House, what a game that is at halftime. White House is up 30-21 over the Lindale Eagles. So there's your district scores. Of course, here at Tomato Bowl, the district-leading Marshall Mavericks, who have not lost a district game since 2016. They are leading Jacksonville here at Tomato Bowl 28-0 at halftime. Some other games of interest around the area. Pleasant Grove, ranked number 2 in Class 4A. They're hosting the Gilmer Buckeyes, ranked number 6 in 4A. Pleasant Grove up 21-17 over Gilmer at the half. Carthage, number 2 in Class 4A. That won't last long. They're going to be number 1 as far as I'm concerned. They are good. They're up 33-7 over Chapel Hill at the half. And a game of local interest, Rusk is at Bullard in the district opener. Remember, that district only has 5 teams in it, so it's a 4-game slate. Rusk leading Bullard 24-14.
That's homecoming over there at Panther Stadium tonight too.
So the Rusk Eagles, who last year, get this, last year they opened up 0-6, okay? And they won all 4 of their district games to go 4-6 and go to the playoffs. Guess what they are tonight? They're 0-6. And they're winning at the half 24-14. I'm sure that former Jacksonville Fighting Indian Joel Hancock, the head coach at Rusk, didn't want an 0-6 start. Finished up pretty good for him last year. So far, he's got a good halftime start, leading Bullard 24-14. Van over Palestine 14-7. That game also at the half. Looking elsewhere, area scores of interest, the defending state champion in Class 6A Longview Lobos 35-0. Easy time hosting Rockwall Heath tonight. They're up 35-0. As I said, Lufkin, number 5 in the state of Texas, they're leading Tomball 34-0 at the half. And Tyler Lee 14-3 over Mesquite. That game being played up at Hanby Stadium in Mesquite.
Hey, Matt, I got one more for you. The private school game of the week, if you will. My alma mater, Brook Hill, at Grace tonight, up 21-14 at the half.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a game and a big rivalry game as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Jacksonville High School band wearing some, I want to say these are new uniforms, but they haven't worn them yet this year, I believe. The white pants with the white tops and the, I'm going to get myself in trouble trying to describe these outfits, guys. Somebody give me a line. Line.
You're the band guy.
No.
Where's Stuart Bird?
Yeah. Hey, let me just say that it's some nice-looking band outfits, okay? I like them. Hey, I want to give a shout-out, Aaron, while the Jacksonville High School band continues to play. The 3rd consecutive year in a row that Tony Harris's girls cross-country team won the district championship. Wow, 3 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row. And Taylor Gutierrez, the super sophomore, she got 2nd place in 9-5A, and Reina Munoz, she is also going to regionals representing Jacksonville. Of course, the team goes as they win the district championship. So Tony Harris, what a great job. 3 years in a row, the district champs. And in boys cross country, Rudy Jaramillo, his very young, I think 4 sophomores and a couple of freshmen, they'll send Kevin Nava and Marco Hernandez to the regional races for cross country. So congratulations, boys and girls cross country. By the way, the district championship races were held at Jacksonville High School campus yesterday. Jacksonville High School band concluding their performance. Well, they look ready to go for tomorrow night at SFA. Hope you go down and support the Jacksonville High School band under the direction of Donnie Barrier. They'll be getting started on their performance tomorrow night. Around 8:10 is where they're slated to go. Somewhere around there. Hope you can make it down there. 28-0 Marshall leading Jacksonville at the half. Marshall will get the football. And Aaron, man, you got to have some good things happen in this second half if you're Jacksonville to get back in this thing. And first of all, you got to get a stop here unless Wayne Coleman does his onside kick and tries to steal a possession here.
Yeah, we were speculating about that a little bit during the stats. I mean, crazier things have happened.
Hey, it's becoming a program-wide deal. I mean, last night the freshmen got one, and I mean they do it up top to bottom. I just wish you just do it every time. You know, the guy in Arkansas, I never can remember his name. Kevin Kelly, I believe is his name, the coach in Arkansas. He onside kicks it every time. He's won several state championships up there. The probability, he says, is he's a math guy, and we've talked about that before, but Wayne Coleman's kind of bought into that. So maybe he tries to steal one here. We'll see. Band now lining up on the north end of Tomato Bowl as a new tradition has started with the band lining up and welcoming the team out of the run-through. Marshall getting ready to come out of their run-through. They don't have anybody welcoming them, so we got them there. I'm not sure. Marshall doesn't need anybody to welcome them out.
Yeah, Matt, you know, we've been talking about it being pink out tonight. Have you noticed the Jacksonville Indian mascot has completely bought in to the pink out as well? Check out that headdress.
Where is he? It's to my left, right? Where is he?
At the head of the line there. With
yeah. Got him.
J flag. Yeah.
I see him. Yeah. He has definitely bought into it.
Pink feathers and everything.
Looks more like looks like a Broadway show there. You got a little flamingo going on there. Yeah. Looks pretty sharp. I like that.
So the Fighting Indians getting ready. Here comes the tribe.
Gentlemen, your Jacksonville Fighting Indians.
Let's see if Jacksonville win it at the half. And Wayne Coleman said during smoke signals in pregame that he was moving some guys around defensively to try to make some changes to try to contain Savion Williams. And boy, with 374 yards by Marshall at the half in total offense, wow, so far that has not worked. You can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him, as they say.
So Marshall has made their way out as well. We're ready to go here. Jacksonville will be kicking off to Marshall. As we said, Wayne Coleman may decide to try the onside, Matt.
We'll see.
I feel like it might be worth a shot here.
I agree. I mean, why not? I mean, you're down 28-0, and you know you got to steal. You got to try to steal one. Hey, Kobe, you got to try to steal one. Now, let's see. APS has done such a heck of a job and doing that. And the other kicker, don't let me forget him. That would be Santos Aguilar. He's also had a couple of nice onside kicks this year as well. Next week, we'll be headed to Hallsville to play the Bobcats, as the Hallsville Bobcats 0-3 in district, and they're down 21-7 to Mount Pleasant at the half. So you may have a game next week, two teams trying to fight it out to get out of the cellar in Jacksonville and Hallsville.
Kicking off for the Indians, number 29, Alejandro.
So I see Santos out there, and APS has also got it teed up, so Jacksonville will have both kickers out there. Maybe he'll try to steal one, as the Mavericks have a couple of hands guys up front. They've seen this drill. They know what's going to happen. Here we go, Aaron. Starting second half. Here's Aaron Swing.
So here's the run up, and it will be an onside attempt. Left side, high bounce. Fielded by the Mavs, though, at the 42.
Wow, Isaiah Mallard, who already has one recovery of an onside kick a couple of weeks ago, he just did jump right there. I mean, I thought he might have had a chance if he'd have just jumped. Instead, he just kind of played it safe and waited for that second hop. Didn't come. And the Mavericks will get the football short field at their own 42-yard line as we'll start this second half. So Jack Greidel, the head coach, in his first year as head coach for Marshall. He was on the staff last couple years, and got promoted to the head coaching job. And he has his Mavericks ready to play in District 9-5, a Division II. And here's Savion Williams for Marshall, the quarterback.
He's got two receivers on his right, one on his left. And there is a delay of game.
Well, you don't see those
on
often.
Marshall, the first play of the second half.
Wow. You don't see those very often. Well, when you have a fair catch, it's just, remember we had that in Henderson last year, that new rule. On a kickoff, if it's touchback or if it's a fair catch, they start that clock right when that fair catch is. You got 40 seconds. Marshall got caught, 1st and 15 now.
So now, Savion Williams will hand off, left side stretch play. Jacksonville all over this one, drops the man in the backfield.
Tyrese Gibson, the right corner for Jacksonville, sealing the edge, as we like to say so much on here, is the DeMarcus Williams, who has 2 touchdowns tonight. The little scat back on the jet sweep from Marshall doesn't work. Big loss on the play after the penalty. It's now 2nd down, 18 to go for Marshall at their own 34.
Williams claps, calls for the ball. He's got it now, drops back, looks left, throws, and it's caught.
Rawls
back out around the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I like the way that Freeney kept Rawls in front of him right there. Actually, it's Gibson making the tackle on Rawls. Rawls just went downfield, little button hook. That's an old term you don't hear very often anymore, button hook. Makes the catch. Rawls picks up about 9. Yeah, we got the Trump sign up again, yeah. It means build a wall. That's what it means. I'm talking to Kobe Durham down here. I'm just filling him in on the signage on the sidelines that we're seeing.
2 receivers each way for the Mavericks. And Williams claps again, calls for the ball, rolls right. Here come the Indians with pressure. And the throw is caught out route at about the 38-yard line. That's good for a first down.
Hayden Callahan makes the catch. His second one of the evening, I believe, as Savion Williams had 185 yards passing it was in the first half. A lot of those long passes, gets a big completion there for a first down to the Jacksonville 44.
So the 10:34 mark, third quarter, Marshall back into Jacksonville territory. Man in motion, but the handoff goes straight ahead.
Williams.
And Williams will fight his way down to about the 37-yard line.
Once again, a pretty big size differential between offensive lines that Jacksonville has faced this year. This is another big one that Marshall has. They're pushing Jacksonville down the field. That's a 7-yard gain for Dominique Williams. 2nd and 3, Marshall.
Got 3 receivers left. They'll throw that way to the slot. Make a man miss. First down yardage and more, down to the 20-yard line, down to the 19, they'll call it.
DeMarcus Williams.
Actually, they will spot him at the 20, but that will be good for another first down.
Dominic Williams is, check that, DeMarcus Williams that time. It's the little scat back. It looks like Tyreek Hill of Kansas City, the way he catches the ball and gets up the field, doesn't he? Very quick. First down, Marshall, Jacksonville 20.
Trips right, 1 left, go the receivers now. Man in motion, but Williams fakes to him and up the middle. He runs and he'll score.
Zone read for for Williams. Savion Williams, the quarterback.
Savion Williams on the carry.
Wow.
The result of that play is a Marshall touchdown.
He's coming up a little limping, but he looks like he's going to run it off. He's probably got cramps from running so much. It was a shoe, excuse me. 34-0 Marshall. This is getting ugly.
So the extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. And this kick is on the way and good. So 9:21 to go third quarter. Our score now, Marshall 35, Jacksonville nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back as the Mavericks get ready to kick away to the Fighting Indians, up 35-0, and Jacksonville really needs to get something going here.
How's that
Did he call a fair catch? Yeah.
He didn't. I never saw him call a fair catch, but he
didn't make any attempt to run once he caught it.
That was Kennedy.
Yeah.
Again, the up back.
Well, he did. He's saying that he signaled it. And if he signaled it, that should have been a penalty because he got knocked back about 5 yards.
Yeah, he's still mad about it as Casey Kennedy. You can see him doing his arm in the motion like, throw the flag, throw the flag.
How come there's no call on that?
He is very upset.
I mean, he clearly says he signaled fair catch.
He's got a case for sure.
So here's Jacksonville's first possession. They'll start it at their own 37. First possession of the second half.
Two receivers left. One right handoff is straight ahead. Not much there.
Well, I'm trying to spot who that is. I believe it's Hinojosa who gets the start in the second half.
Yes, Hinojosa.
Hard run, gets 2. They'll give him forward progress. Jacksonville down 35-0, and you're doubling up Carpenter over here. Somebody's got to step up and make a play because Carpenter, they've gone to him several times tonight, and they've connected a couple of times. Well, he's got single coverage here now.
We'll see if they move a safety. Clater looks right, throws right at the sticks.
Gosh.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. Should have been caught. Looks like Corey McCullough. Or is that Tyrese? It's Tyrese Gibson. Had a catch. Would have been a first down right at the first down marker. Good throw by Patrick Clater. This falls incomplete. Yes, Gibson doesn't bring it in.
I think that's number 9.
Is it Corey? Okay, it
is
Corey.
It's hard to tell, but that's 9.
Yeah, it's Corey McCullough. I thought that looked like him. I'm starting to kind of, after week 6 or 7, I'm trying to start. Yeah, he did drop it. I'm just kind of noticing how these guys run. That was McCullough dropped. Third down 9, Jacksonville.
So now Clater drops, loads, throws deep. Only players back there are Mavericks, and that's intercepted.
Wow.
And now the return is to midfield and all the way down to the Jacksonville 30-yard line.
They'll bring it back with a push in the back, but Patrick Clater threw the deep ball. Chris Carpenter stopped. He ran 5 yards and stopped. Excuse me, Gibson. Gibson came down about 8 yards and stopped, 5 yards, 6 yards, stopped.
Yeah, check that, Matt. I think that might have been Freeney.
Was it Freeney? Okay, thank you.
Side.
Yeah, I'll go through the whole roster before I get it right. So you can't blindside block anymore. You know, back in the day when you could just earhole somebody when they didn't see you coming, they don't let you do that anymore. So they'll get Marshall for that, but almost like a punt because it was 3rd down and 9, and Clater threw that ball from just probably inside his 35, and now it's at the Marshall 35. So with a penalty, essentially, it was a punt. Boy, I tell you, when I'm having to explain that to be a punt, that means your offense is not getting it done tonight. So Savion Williams, they're up 35-0. He stays in the game at quarterback. Okay.
They'll go with that two-back look, one on either side again, and
I'm just thinking there's another procedure penalty.
Yeah.
That's number 7 on Marshall.
wow.
7. How do
Is
you
it-
have 7 procedure penalties?
And is it still Callahan lining up on the?
I don't know.
Not sure exactly who it's on, but you got to.
But it's, Marshall's not arguing with it. Their coaching
Yeah.
staff's just shaking
Hey,
their head.
Talking about their coaching staff, Matt, while we've got a second here, got to say this for Jake Greidel. If you remember the Jacksonville Marshall game last year,
yeah, I
and
do.
how brutal it was, and just
How unsportsmanlike it was. Just call it like it is.
This is night and day. He has got these guys just playing really good football and disciplined as well.
Very clean.
So now Savion Williams fakes a handoff, and he'll stretch the play to the left side. He's got lots of room to run as he picks up first down yardage.
Yeah, I got to say, going back to last
Now
year's
check
game.
that.
Oh,
Check that. He picked up 5.
that was the most unsportsmanlike team that Jacksonville's ever played, at least in my 38 years. Last year, it was just, I'm just going to say it was disgusting. And I'm not knocking the town of Marshall. I'm not knocking anybody, but it was just bad. And Jake Greidel, this is a different team. As you said, more disciplined and very sportsmanlike tonight.
So now Savion Williams going to throw right side. It's
Fumble.
caught. Ball's out.
Ball's out.
Jacksonville's got it.
Yeah, Fighting Indians are going to come away with a turnover. What a great tackle by Casey Kennedy as Jacob Huddleston, the junior, comes up with the fumble recovery for Jacksonville. It was a catch by Marshall, and it was Hayden Callahan, the wide receiver, the junior from Marshall, making the catch. He got spun around by Kennedy, who stripped the ball. And Huddleston comes up with a Jacksonville turnover. They'll spot the football. The Marshall 47.
So Jacksonville back to work. 2 Indian receivers right side, 1 left. Clater loads up, fires looking for Carpenter left side, and that's going to be
out of bounds.
Out of bounds, would have been intercepted.
Yeah, it was picked off by Jaden Knox, who comes over, and I'm telling you, they're not going to let Chris Carpenter hug that sideline to get open. He's the safety coming over, helping the corner. He gets the pick, but he's out of bounds. I like the call. You get the turnover, take a shot. And again, going back to the game last year, Aaron, I know that I whined about that for 3 weeks. I know I did. I was just like a girl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, he had every right to. That was awful.
I was just disgusted. And the Marshall people got tired of hearing me whine about it on Smokey.com. They finally told me, said, hey, we get it, okay? And it's much better this year.
So now, handoff straight ahead. Hard running.
Tatum.
For Bryson Tatum. And he'll pick up about 5. Ryan Travis says 3.
Yep, 3rd down, 7. He bounced that other couple yards you saw there, Aaron, for the other 2.
That's what it was.
Yep, 3rd down, 7. 7:30 and counting. Marshall 35-0. They scored on their opening drive, and Jacksonville threw a pick, and then Marshall gave it back on the fumble. 3rd down, 7.
So Clater looks left, throws left. They tried to set up a screen. Marshall having none of it. Jalen Freeney just driven back. He makes the catch, but nothing there.
Yeah, and it's Jared Washington.
Check that. It's Carpenter.
Yeah, it's Carpenter. And it's Kevin Hernandez, who had such a great block on that earlier, completely whiffed on Jared Washington, the right corner for Marshall. I got to tell you, these DBs for Marshall, they're good. I mean, these are some really good defensive backs. I thought Nacogdoches had good DBs. Marshall's are better. They are just completely taking away the passing game of Jacksonville.
So now 4th down, obviously 4-down territory here. Trips right, 1 left. Clater drops back. Here comes the pressure. He throws deep over the middle. It's caught.
It's Gibson.
Touchdown, Tyrese.
Just when I was giving Marshall credit, what happens? Boom, touchdown by Jacksonville from 46 yards. Clater to Tyrese Gibson right down the middle of the field, caught it at the 5, and just stumbled into the end zone for the score. So the Fighting Indians of Jacksonville on the board at the 6:30 mark here in this 3rd quarter. That's a breath of fresh air. What a throw by Clater. I mean, there was triple coverage down there, and he dropped it right in the bread box at the 5 to Tyrese Gibson. Now here's APS with the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. Pena Sanchez's kick is no good.
Man, he is just off this year. Wow.
So with 6:30 to go, third quarter, our score now Marshall 35, Jacksonville 6. We'll be back in 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
And we are back at the Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville. Marshall leading Jacksonville by a score of 35-6, but Patrick Clater uncorking and finding Tyrese Gibson on a deep ball, keeping Jacksonville going here.
Of course, the onside kick, we know it's coming. Will it be APS or Santos Aguilar kicking it here? Let's see.
Kick is on the way, left side, and out of bounds it goes.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, went right through the legs of the Marshall up man there. He just like a shortstop, get your apron down. He did not have his apron down. Went right through his legs, and Jacksonville had a chance to scoop it with Tyrese, who caught the touchdown, just missing. The onside kick goes out of bounds. Wow. So they'll mark off the penalty, and Marshall will get it at midfield with 6:30 remaining here in this third quarter.
And so Marshall takes over, up 35-6, and Matt, you'd expect a steady diet of running here.
Well, you would think, Savion Williams still in the game, 35-6. I don't know. I mean, if I'm not seconding. Whoa, bad snap.
He's got the two-back look. It is a bad snap, but it's a great handoff up the middle, and he will score.
49 yards. Check that, 51 yards for the score. Joe Jordan. High snap. Savion Williams, the Marshall quarterback, pulls it down and just kind of slaps it into the chest of Joe Jordan, who just kind of reaches up with both hands, pulls it down, goes right up the middle. I have no idea where Jacksonville's linebackers were. Went right up the middle, nobody home. 51 yards for the score.
So the extra point is brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. The kick is on the way and good. So with 6:20 to go, third quarter now, our score, Marshall 42, Jacksonville 6. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back. The historic Tomato Bowl, downtown Jacksonville, 6:20 to go, third quarter. Marshall leading Jacksonville by a score of 42-6. And guys, I hate to point it out again, but we haven't had a train yet.
Had one in pregame.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, we just right before we went on the air. There's the fair catch. Now let's see.
We obviously need one during game time.
Yeah, we do. We need something to slow down this Marshall train, up 42-6, and it seems like the clock's been stuck on 6:20 for about 5 minutes. It's just moving that kind of slow. So let's see if Jacksonville can rekindle some of that last drive's magic when they connected with Tyrese Gibson from 46 yards out for their only score. So it'll be Aaron Richardson checking in the backfield with Patrick Clater, the junior quarterback.
He'll have two receivers on his left and one on his right out of the shotgun. Clater drops back, sets, pressure in his face. He's looking for Carpenter, and it's knocked away, incomplete.
Triple. No, look how many Mavericks are down there. There's 4. 4 Mavericks down there.
5.
No, there's 5.
Yeah.
Well, really 4. That guy came up from the end to help his teammate up. There's really 4 guys around Chris Carpenter, and that 5th guy came up just to kind of help his teammate up. But Carpenter didn't have a chance. He didn't even get his hands on that one. Marshall almost comes up with a pick.
So 2nd and 10 from the Jacksonville 39-yard line as Clater takes the snap, hands it off, and Hinojosa will bounce his way up the middle of the 47.
Check that. It's Aaron Richardson. Excuse me. I don't know how I can confuse Hinojosa with Aaron Richardson. I just saw a pile of white jerseys. That's Marshall wearing white all over him, and Aaron looked kind of small compared to Marshall. That's why.
So 3rd down and 4 now, the ball at the Jacksonville 41-yard line, and Clater throws out left looking for Carpenter, overthrows him, incomplete.
Not even close. And I tell you, that little hot route, it's done. I mean, I feel like just looking down and saying, Coach, kill it. I mean, the corners, they are not going to let that little bubble pass out there get by them. That was Avery Jamison defending for Marshall. And they've just really shut down that play for Jacksonville. The only time that's worked is when Freeney caught one in the first quarter and Hernandez had that great block and it sprung him for 8. Since then, not much.
So now 4th down and 4, 2 Indian receivers each way looking for the conversion. Flag comes in.
That should be procedure against Jacksonville. No, they got a timeout maybe. I think the clock was running down. The play clock was running down, and Wayne Coleman got the timeout even though the flag was thrown. They'll wave off the penalty. Timeout Jacksonville, Aaron. Let's take a break.
So we'll take it with them for 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl. Jacksonville lining up to go for it. 4th down and 4, ball at their own 41-yard line. As they look to extend the drive here against Marshall. Just a flare pass out to Richardson, and he's got first down yardage and more into Maverick. Maverick territory down to the 44 for the Bill McCray Ford. Built Ford Tough first down.
And that was definitely Built Ford Tough, the way that Aaron Richardson popped out of that 2-tackle attempt right there. Carpenter with a nice block. And then 2 Marshall Mavericks came in to sandwich Aaron Richardson. He just popped right out of there. Gets the first down to the Maverick 45.
And so now 3 Indian receivers right, 1 left. Handoff straight ahead. Hard run for a couple.
Yeah, Richardson just tripped over. It looked like Jeremy Singleton, his right tackle, stepped back. And when he stepped back and had his leg planted, Richardson tripped over it. No gain. They'll keep it at the line of scrimmage. Ball just inside the Maverick 45 as the clock ticks down to 4:43 and counting. Jacksonville now looking at second down 10, the Maverick 44.
Clater takes the snap, drops back, looks to load up and fire for Carpenter left side. He underthrows him.
Picked off.
And it's picked.
I just don't know. And they're going to say it's incomplete.
Yeah, they're going to say it hit the ground.
Hit the ground. I'm telling you, it's just not happening. I mean, Carpenter is a great athlete, but these Marshall defensive backs, they're matching his athleticism. They're not letting him even make an attempt on the ball. They're high pointing it. They're going up for it just like Carpenter does, and they are coming down with him. That time, though, he just couldn't maintain possession of the ball as it goes to the turf, so Patrick Clater avoids the pick. Third down 10 now after the incompletion. Boy, they're just not going to let Chris Carpenter. Look at the double coverage over here.
Yeah.
He makes the catch. There's the
screen. There's the hook and ladder, and he stepped out of bounds.
Well,
did Hinojosa.
That's one of Jacksonville's best plays this year is the hook and ladder, man. You would think teams would catch on. I guess the sixth time, maybe fifth or sixth time they've run that. They've scored on two of them. They scored on a 4th down and 11 and a 4th and 15 on the hook and ladder in 2 different games. One last week against Pine Tree.
Hinojosa got the pitch there, but he stepped out of bounds.
Did pick up 5, so 4 actually, 4th and 6. He took the pitch from Carpenter. 4th and 6, Jacksonville going 40, obviously. 40-yard line of Marshall.
Clater takes a snap, under pressure. What else is new? He pitches it to Hinojosa, just a little dump pass, and he'll make his way to about the 44.
No, did not get even close, as the ball will go over and downs to Marshall. So at some point, if you're Jake Greidel, the Marshall coach, do you pull Savion Williams? And, you're up 42-6 with 4:16 to go in the third, and, stuff happens. I'm not saying that he shouldn't play, but, if it's me, I'm protecting the guy, And I think that's what we're going to see right here.
Yeah,
I guess he listened to me. I don't see Savion Williams coming out.
So it might be, see if it's Brent Burris.
That's who it is.
Listed as their backup. Yes, he's in. So we'll see Burris for the first time tonight. And he'll hand off. And running right to the 42.
Dominic Williams.
Is Williams. Dominic Williams. A flag comes in late.
Let's see. I hope it's not Bryson Tatum. Bryson got one of those last week. He got one
earlier in this game as well.
And let's see. No, maybe that's not him. He walked away. It may be Clayton. It may be Jacksonville's number 17. It may be Caleb Clayton, the junior. Let's see the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense.
That's on the offense on Marshall.
And number 17 of the defense.
Yeah.
Well, offsetting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was on. I knew it was on Jacksonville because the way Wayne Coleman was reacting to Caleb Clayton coming off the field, and reacting is, I use that mildly. He saw it, so it's offsetting penalties. They'll replay 2nd down and 5.
So man in motion, right to left jet sweep action. He gets the handoff and some room to run there, but Jacksonville really doing a nice job shutting it down, sealing the edge.
Well, a heck of a play by Casey Kennedy, and Sergio Moreira came in as well, but Kennedy fought off the block of the H-back, and you thought, oh man, and he's going to go around. Casey fights off the block and pushes off the blocker to the outside and makes the tackle. Oh, that was well done by the junior Casey Kennedy.
So 3:23 and counting, 3rd down and 5 now for Marshall. Man in motion from the right side slot. Handoff is to Dominic Williams. He'll try to stretch it out to the left side. Not going to work. He'll be short, and it'll be 4th down.
Wow. Jacksonville going to make Marshall punt right here, possibly. It's been a while since that happened. I think just one time tonight Marshall's had to punt the football. Clock continues to run in the 3rd quarter, a slow-moving 3rd quarter. It's always slow when you're down 42-6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Marshall going forward here on 4th down and 3. They'll keep their offense in the game.
Two receivers right, 2 left now. Man in motion, jet sweep action.
Oh,
down he
tackle.
goes in the backfield.
Woo, Casey.
And Casey Kennedy comes up with a big stop. Ball goes back over to Jacksonville.
And that is definitely going to be a candidate for the bone crusher hit of the game. Sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. We'll be announcing several of those before the end of the game, but Casey Kennedy puts himself up. There's still a whole quarter and 2 minutes to play, but wow, what a tackle by Casey Kennedy. He had a heck of a defensive series right there, did Kennedy. The junior, son of defensive coordinator Kenny Kennedy. Nice job as he comes off the field. Now Jacksonville takes over on downs at the Marshall 40.
2:30 to go here, 3rd quarter. Jacksonville looking to get back on the board. Clater hands it off.
Carpenter.
And
little slant route catch.
Check that. As he did, he pulled that down and made the nice little slant route.
Good ball by Clater, waiting for the linebackers to clear before he delivered it. Picks up 8 yards, 2nd and 2. You know, if you're Jacksonville, you just got to keep playing right here. You got a whole nother quarter. You got 2 minutes to go here. Punch in a couple of scores.
And now Clater hands off straight ahead.
Tatum.
Running angry is Bryson Tatum.
Woo.
Down to the 17, and that's good for a Bill McRae Ford 1st down.
Angry is definitely the word. He ran like a beast running through there, and it didn't look like any Marshall Mavericks wanted to tackle him. 1st down, Jacksonville. Bill McRae Ford 1st down on the Maverick 18-yard line.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Tatum still the back with Clater, and he'll get the ball again, and he will again power his way up the middle to the 11.
Good block over there by Marco Nunez. The right tackle is Tatum. Punches it up for another nice gain of about 5. 2nd down 5. That pushes the ball into the red zone of the Maverick. Well, it was already in the red zone at the 18. Now it's at the 13.
And now Tatum again.
300 pounds on
this time. Yeah, he's wearing about 2 or 3 Mavericks there, and one of them is large.
Yeah. It didn't get him down, though. Just like Raging Bull when De Niro said, "Hey, you never knocked me down, Ray." There's a little movie reference for you.
There you go.
You didn't knock me down, Ray. That's what Tatum was telling that big guy. So Casey Kennedy will check in for Hernandez at the H-back. As the game clock is at 27 and counting, play clock at 16, so the Indians will need to snap it here on 3rd down and 5 at the Maverick 17. Got to go. There's 5 on the play clock. Come on, Patrick.
2, 1. There's the snap. And Clater going to throw and almost intercepted. It should have been.
Not a good decision.
So that will stop the clock with 5 seconds left here.
I mean, not only was Patrick Clater falling backwards and throwing it, but he was throwing it across his body to the middle of the field. And again, you know, these are things that he will correct. His first year to start on the varsity. Sometimes you just got to throw the ball away. There's nothing there. So 4th down and 5, got to convert here, obviously.
Clater hands off to Richardson, who will
1st down.
Barrel his way down inside the 5. That will be good for the Bill McRae Ford 1st down as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. After 3, our score, Marshall 42, Jacksonville 6. We'll take 45 seconds to come back. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville as we get set to begin the fourth quarter. Jacksonville trailing 42-6, but driving. First and goal, ball on the 6.
Yeah, you got to keep playing. I mean, I heard Wayne Coleman just telling his team, keep playing. You got a quarter here. You're not gonna win the game. I mean, but make it respectable. Keep playing hard. Have some pride.
Take some momentum into Hallsville next week.
Absolutely, that's definitely a winnable game. As is Mount Pleasant the next week.
So Clater drops back, looks right into the end zone.
Kennedy.
He's got a man, touchdown, Jacksonville.
Now that time, Patrick Clater threw into the teeth of the defense, but he had some whiz on that ball. A laser to the H-back, Casey Kennedy. Having a heck of a game tonight defensively. Now he gets the catch for the touchdown from 5 yards out. Fighting Indians on the board. It's 42-12. And here's APS out of the hold of Patrick Clater.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty all season long. Snap is on the way. It's a high snap. The kick is up and good. So with 11:56 to go in regulation, our score, Marshall 42, Jacksonville 13. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
And we are back at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville. The Indians on the board yet again. It's 42-13 in favor of Marshall with 11:56 to go in the fourth. With a Jacksonville scoring drive summary, here's Todd Travis. Todd?
It was a 7-play drive covering 40 yards, ending with a touchdown, making the score Indians 13, Mavericks 42.
Some hard running and a fourth down conversion by Aaron Richardson. And the hard running by Bryson Tatum on that drive. Very nicely done. And, of course, Jacksonville now clearly going to be an onside kick here. Marshall's got everybody up.
And so it is a high bouncing kick to the left side.
Hands guy.
Good hands, though, and
yeah.
Mavs come up with it at midfield.
Yeah, definitely got the hands guys up there. Give Grant a nice catch getting on that. That's a nasty kick right there by Santos Aguilar, the Jacksonville sophomore kicker. Woo! That thing was a knuckleball deluxe. Spinning, topping. Good play by Marshall. They'll take over at the 50. Check that 49 of Marshall. Stay tuned. We'll have our JISD trivia question of the week. JISD empowering champions. And here's Marshall, first down and 10 at their own 49.
2 receivers each way for Mavericks.
Hey, guess what?
Flag procedure. What is that, 8?
8 procedure calls. They're going for the record. That is incredible. You know, you played, this is your 7th game, and 8 procedure penalties. We're not talking about jumping either. I mean, these are twitches and moves and not lining up correctly procedures.
Man in motion right to left now.
Uh-oh.
As Burris hands off straight ahead.
Little mix up.
Gain of a couple.
Excuse me, Aaron. A mix up in the backfield, but Marshall was able to overcome it. They had two guys wanting the football from their quarterback, Burris, and one of them ended up with it. The other one's trying to explain, hey, you were supposed to give that to me. So second down, 13 now for Marshall.
So now Burris hands off straight ahead.
Oh, trying to strip it.
And Jacksonville definitely going for the strip, but they'll stop the forward progress at midfield.
Nice job by Tyrese trying to rip it from him. Will Carter, the junior, makes the tackle for Jacksonville. I like the way Carter stood him up, and Tyrese came in and tried to take it from Dominique Williams, who their leading rusher, still in the ball game for the Mavs. Actually, he checked out a couple of plays, but he's in there now on 3rd down and 9 for Marshall at the Jacksonville 49.
Trips right, one left, go to the receivers. Burris rolls right, looks that way, throws incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, good ball. Should have been caught. So 4th down. And, it makes this interesting right here. I mean, I know that Marshall's kind of relaxing a little bit, and Jacksonville needs to take advantage of that and play with a little sense of urgency and get some scores and get some momentum for next week. I mean, obviously Marshall's not going to let you come back and beat them, but they're going to punt the ball right here and give you the ball back. Plenty of time to, get in the 20s, get a couple scores here in the 4th quarter. Build that confidence. Mavericks are short a guy. Punter's waiting for somebody to come in, the punter, Kevin Pinson. And now Marshall looks like they're going to have to take a timeout here. Well, let's see. The play clock is down to 0, so it's going to be a penalty. Delay a game Mavs.
Timeout.
They gave him the timeout before. Excuse me. All right, Aaron, let's take 45 here.
All right, we'll step away and come back. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Did you know that Homes and Properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
And we are back live at Tomato Bowl as the Mavericks are punting this one away. And Carpenter makes the catch and is thrown down right at about the 23-yard line.
Good coverage by the Mavs, but what courage by Chris Carpenter coming up and catching that on the fly in a dead sprint, but right when he caught it, he got clocked. So Jacksonville will take over. 42 for Marshall, 13 for Jacksonville. Man, you go down, you get a score. I know I sound like a broken record, but you just want to make this thing a positive. You know you're not going to win the game, but you turn it into something like a win by getting some momentum for next week. Then you carry that into practice next week by finishing strong in this 4th quarter.
So Clater hands off straight ahead. Tatum running angry again out to the 26.
He is just running like a, can I say Banshee Indian? I mean, they are the Jacksonville Indians.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so he is running fiercely through the middle of that defense that Marshall still has the big guys in up front. Now, they've had a couple of subs in the defensive secondary, but they're still playing with the big guys up front. Under 10 minutes now remaining. 2nd down, 7 now for Jacksonville at their own 26-yard line.
Clater low snap. He's got to Run away from some pressure. Now he'll heave it, looking for Carpenter, right side, one-on-one. Carpenter was pushed.
He caught it.
He caught the ball
Oh,
and
wow.
the flag. Carpenter.
He caught it.
No, they're going to
It was
say
incomplete.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're not
He
going to give
dropped
him the catch.
Well, they're going to say it's interference.
But the flag
though.
came in for interference.
Yeah, they're going to call interference.
He got up with the ball.
Well, let's see the
But-
replay here. If they show it, I still don't see that yet.
Yeah, Ryan was right on it. I think
Yeah.
it hit the ground a couple of times. He
Yeah, I
said.
saw a lot of the little tire things come up. 15 yards from the spot, so that'll push the football out to the 40-yard line, 41-yard line. So didn't make the catch, but boy, what a throw by Clater. Got some torque on that as he was rolling to his right. He just got his hips around, got under it, put some air underneath it for Chris Carpenter to go get it. Clearly Carpenter was interfered with, and he almost came up with it. Somebody we haven't heard from tonight much, Freeney. Like to see him get involved here. First down, Jacksonville. They're on 41.
Clater takes the snap, hands it off.
Tatum.
Straight ahead, Tatum out to the 45.
Woof. Tatum's playing offense like he plays defense. His hair's on fire. You can see the flames coming out. So 5-yard gain, we'll call it 4 actually, 2nd and 6 as the clock at 9:12 and counting in this fourth quarter. Clater has the play now. Tatum stays in the backfield in a single back set that Jacksonville runs all the time.
And Clater throws right.
Hernandez
makes the catch, but can't get his feet underneath him.
Well, it was underthrown, and Clater's telling Hernandez, my bad. And Hernandez made the catch, but as you said, Aaron, couldn't get his feet underneath him because he had to reach so low to catch that little dump pass. There's some little things like that Patrick Clater's going to get better at as he gets more experience. And, he seems to make some really hard throws sometimes where he threads the needle. And then some of those little passes like that are just such an afterthought. Just flip it out there. Sometimes he just doesn't get it there very well. Gain of 1. Actually, no gain, 3rd and 6.
So 8-10 and counting.
Flag. Timeout. Why do they throw the flag on a timeout?
It was delay game.
He saved the delay game. They throw the flag and they give you the delay game, but they don't call it. Is that? I think that's what the official's about to say.
Let's see what he says here. Yeah, Jacksonville gets the timeout. Their 2nd in the half. We'll take it with them for 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Come see us at Dairy Queen on South Jackson before or after every Fightin' Indian game to try our family favorites meal. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
And we are back live at the Tomato Bowl. 3rd down and 6 coming up for Jacksonville. Ball at the Indian 45-yard line. Jacksonville trailing 42-13 here.
Blitz.
Slater under all kinds of pressure. Just has to get rid of the ball, and he is taken down.
And we got a flag by the official. He threw it.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah, he didn't get it to the line of scrimmage.
Nope.
Good call, Todd. Is the safety
He was trying to get it there, but with a guy on his back, he just didn't have any luck.
Yeah, it's hard to do that when you got 190 pounds on your back. Loss of downs, 4th down. So Jacksonville will send their punting unit in on 4th down. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess so. Okay, guys, trivia question sponsored by JISD, Empowering Champions. We've been talking about Marshall winning the state championship in 1990. Who was the starting tailback for Marshall's state championship team in 1990.
You're right.
Hang on.
We will get this one.
Hang on. Here's the punt.
And it's a fake. Carpenter going to run it himself.
Not even close.
And he has stood up the 35 well short. Todd, you want to go first?
Okay, the starting tailback for Marshall's 1990 state championship team. Danny Long was a coach there. Matt Turner, Wayne Coleman. Who's the starting tailback?
Yeah, this is probably one of those I ought to know.
Well,
but
I've got it if you don't.
I'm not familiar with Marshall. I think he's probably related to somebody playing today.
Yes, he is.
Beckham?
Yes, he is.
I'm pretty sure his name is on the outside of the stadium.
There you go.
It may be, so.
Yep, Odell Beckham Sr.
There you go.
Hey,
you got it.
right.
Hey, thank you, guys. That was too simple. Odell Beckham Sr. Yes. Kobe, you got it.
Yeah,
Kobe,
Kobe
you got
Durham.
it too.
Kobe Durham, I heard him down there.
They were playing the video last time we were over there. Is the only reason I had any idea.
And so, back to action we go. And Marshall will throw into the end zone and
he's got Williams back in at quarterback.
knocked away. That is Williams. I was looking to see.
And the Indians knock it away. Gallegos back there.
It makes you wonder, is he going for some type of record? I mean, what's he doing back in there, guys?
42-13, throwing in the end zone. How about that? I don't know.
You know, I don't know. Sometimes you get into a game with
is that other coach back already? I mean, what from last year?
I don't know. Sometimes you get into a game where there might be a school record in play or something like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know here.
I don't know.
But now Williams, he'll throw again, roll out to his right. That's incomplete, batted away.
All right. Now I'm starting to wonder what's going on here.
You know, we've given him so much credit for being so much more classy and disciplined and everything else. And now this.
Throwing in the end zone, and what's the deal? Football at the 35 of Jacksonville, you think they just kind of run the ball here.
I will say this. They only had two quarterbacks listed on their two deep. Maybe Burris came up with a knock, but still, you're throwing into the end zone.
I don't know, but Burris's mom's really mad right now.
She's not happy. This time, Williams runs, Savion Williams, up the middle, and he is wrestled down.
Oh, wow, we got an injury here.
Very, very roughly at about the 24, and yes, there's an Indian down.
Yep. Hang on, he's got the wind knocked out of him. I think Sergio Moreira is, you know that feeling when you can't get your wind and you think it's ending? He's starting to get it back here.
Yeah, and you know, Matt, the way that Savion Williams was held up and then hit there, that's the exact reason you don't have Savion Williams in the game right now.
See, that's why I don't get it. I don't know what Jack Gridle's thinking. I mean, it's kind of like he's saying, hey, I'm really not happy with what you did, so I'm going to give you some more reps. Well, good grief. I don't understand that. And if any Marshall fans are listening to us right now, sorry, we disagree with what your coach is doing here. You take the guy out. He is your offense, man. You're up 42-13 with 7 minutes to go in the game. Why are you running him on a zone read when a guy like Bryson Tatum is playing defense for Jacksonville? Yikes. So they still are attending to Sergio Moreira, the junior linebacker. He's talking to him. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. Aaron, let's take a 45 here.
We'll step away. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back to the Tomato Bowl where injured Indian is back on his feet now.
Yeah, Sergio Moreira, he's up walking around smiling. He got up and said, "Psych, I'm not hurt." No, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. And as we said, if you've ever experienced that feeling when all of a sudden there's no air. You get hit, got hit right in the gut, he did, and it's not a good feeling. So here comes Marshall, first down after the Savion Williams zone read, as we have absolutely scourged the Marshall coaching staff for keeping Williams in the game.
We just don't get it. That's all.
I just don't understand.
He's got 2 backs now, man in motion jet sweep, but he'll hand off with Williams right side. Jacksonville, good pursuit over there. That East and West game, not successful.
All right, so they're holding the signs up on there. I see Donald Trump again. Who's the lady? Is that Ivanka? No, that's who is the blonde. There's a blonde next to Trump. Wait a minute, who is that? Is that Stormy Daniels? No, that's not Stormy Daniels.
Boy,
Do you see the signs over there?
Yeah, it is a good thing.
It's a blonde, man.
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't have the FCC over our shoulder here. That's all I'll say.
It looked just like her, man.
2 receivers left, 1 right. The handoff, though, straight up the middle.
First down.
And hard running will move the chains for the Mavericks as we go under 6:20.
This is where I want them to run the clock more. So I got another Jacksonville fighting Indian down over here. Is the game getting very, very physical up front? Aaron, let's take another 45.
Step away and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
We're back. And we are back live at the historic Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's Alonso Almazan, the senior defensive tackle for Jacksonville, coming off under his own power. Looks like he got a stinger, kind of shaking his arm a little bit as Jason Krause attends to him. Looks like he's going to be okay. You always like to see these guys, when they're writhing in pain on the field, get up and walk off under their own power, and that's what he's doing. So Lonzo's feeling a little better. So here's Marshall, first down at the Jacksonville 13.
And Savion Williams still in there. Got 2 backs.
Okay.
And so Williams will hand off straight ahead. And a hard run down inside the 10 to the Jacksonville 8.
You don't see many running backs, number 88, Ryan Manning, running the football back there from the running back position. 88 in the backfield. So second down for Marshall at the Jacksonville 9.
So Savion Williams now is a man in motion from the left side slot. He'll hand it off in the jet sweep, and Jacksonville's got that sniffed out.
And it's DeMarcus Williams, who has 2 touchdowns tonight for Marshall. Gets the carry on the jet sweep. Indians do a nice job on the tackle over there. It's Tyrese Gibson. Carson Cleaver also in on the tackle, the big junior. Came out for football after having not played in the 9th and 10th grade. Comes out as a junior. As Marshall now looking at 3rd down. Still 7 to go at the Jacksonville 9-yard line, no gain. Clock goes to 4:42 and counting. Needs to count quicker.
Play clock has run out.
Too much time, Marshall. You know, if you're a Marshall fan and you're happy you're about to go 4-0 in district, 4-3 overall in the season, but you got to be thinking, you know, I mean, you can't make these mistakes if you're going to go in the playoffs and make it anywhere near after the first round.
And so now, an incomplete pass. That makes sense.
Yep, Savion Williams throwing in the flat to his running back, Ryan Manning, out of the backfield and out of his reach. So Marshall on 4th down will bring on the kicking unit to try to tack on a field goal. It'll be a 32-yarder from the right hash. About 30, let's see where he spots it. Maybe a 31-yarder, 32, yep, 32-yarder. So let's see if Marshall can make this 45-13 with a field goal.
Extra points and field goals brought to you all season by Homes and Properties Realty. This kick on the way is good. So enough leg.
Angel Medina.
From Medina, and so with 4:17 to go in the 4th, our score now, Marshall 45 and Jacksonville 13. We'll step away for 45 seconds and come back. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back live at the Tomato Bowl downtown Jacksonville. 4:17 to go, 4th quarter. The Indians trailing 45-13. Impressive field goal there, guys, by Marshall. Kennedy calls for the fair catch. And check that, is not Kennedy.
Gibson.
It's going to be Gibson on the far side.
So 4:11 remaining and 45-13.
On their own 31-yard line.
Jacksonville offense will get a shot here. Next week we head to Hallsville, where there's just not much in Hallsville. Well, what can I tell you? It's not really a town, is it? I mean, it's just, is there, what's in Hallsville? Do y'all know anything in Hallsville? Did we eat there last year, Aaron? Last time?
I don't remember, Matt.
Oh, yeah, we had a Mexican restaurant. They do have one.
They got a couple things. They got a Dairy Queen.
I love Dairy Queen, buddy. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I'm trying to eat healthy, man, and I know I can eat healthy at Dairy Queen if I get the salad, but when I go in there, I can't get the salad. I got to get those. Oh, I love the chicken strips.
Or do you got to do that, or you got to do the Hunger Buster?
They do have a really good tea and I think fruit juice place in Hallsville.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, there were a lot of people that went from ETBU.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go through Dairy Queen. I'll get the tater tots and the chicken strips, and then we'll go get a healthy drink to go with it.
There
How
you
about
go.
that? Kind of make up for it.
There you go. So now handoff straight ahead.
Nice run right there. That's for Jacksonville. That's number 21 getting his first carry. Jakari Hamlet, the junior linebacker / running back with a carry. 3rd down now. 5 to go.
Hamlet on the carry, tackled by a host of Marshall Mavericks. That brings up 3rd down 5 for the Indians.
3rd and 5 now for Jacksonville. Ball at their 31. .301 and counting here. Fourth quarter as Jacksonville will just look to regroup for heading to Hallsville next week, as Clater going to uncork one, though, looking for Carpenter, and he'll climb the ladder and not able to bring it down. He was in double coverage.
Well, if there's anybody that he could have climbed it on, it would have been that free safety right there. He was well overmatched. Carpenter just could not get elevated enough to get up there. He got kind of held up a little bit by the other cornerback right there, number 24, Jamison. Boy, just taking shots down the field with Carpenter. And, of course, it's fourth down, and you think that it's time to punt with Carpenter because he just ran 70 yards.
That's right. That was the story of the first half.
Yeah, but he's checking out now as Isaiah Mallard will check in. Indians going for it, obviously, here on fourth down and 6. Why not? Blitz.
So here comes the pressure. Clater rolls right, looking
Caught!
for Mallard. He's got him.
What a catch by
And
Isaiah
that
Mallard.
will move the chains for the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Hey, there's your future right there. Isaiah Mallard, the sophomore. Randall Kennedy giving him kudos right there. As you know, when you see those 10th graders like that make those kind of plays, you think, all right, it's sinking in. Great catch, good route, first down Jacksonville. Keeps the drive alive. Clock turned back on with 2:18 and counting. Let's go in and score again here.
Ball sitting at the Jacksonville 47-yard line. As Clater looks left, throws into the slot over there.
Mallard again.
He's got Mallard again over midfield.
His fourth catch of the ball game, and of course Isaiah was struggling a little bit there mid-season. Wasn't getting as many reps as he wanted to, and he started working it back in a couple of weeks ago, and just said, "Be patient, just be patient." I mean, when you got Chris Carpenter and Tyrese Gibson.
And Jalen Freeney, who unfortunately has disappeared again tonight.
Yep, 3 seniors like that. I mean, it's hard to get a lot of reps at the receiver position, but tonight, Mallard with 4 catches.
So now Clater hands off.
Ooh, Jakari Hamlet.
Straight ahead, and then Hamlet just driven back.
I'll tell you, Marshall, they tackle well. This is a good tackling football team. And I know it's a lot of cleanup work right now as we go toward 1 minute remaining in the ball game. 3rd down and 4, but even some of the subs Marshall's put in, these kids can play. They have athletes in Marshall. They always have.
So 3rd down and 4, the ball at the 47 of Marshall. Handoff, nothing doing.
So Jakari Hamlet with another carry, loses a yard. Got arm tackled. 4th down 5 with 41 and counting, and call the play here. We got 32 on the play clock, 32 on the game clock. They're dead even. They'll run the play here.
Yeah, I'd take a shot.
Take a
Jacksonville.
shot. Why not? Of course, you notice 24 for Marshall. He's the starter. He's in there covering Chris Carpenter still.
Yeah, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Last shot of the ball game here. Clater going to try to load up and fire. Looking for Chris. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it's going to be Freeney, actually.
That's Freeney. So he did actually try to target Freeney.
So that'll do it here. 9 seconds remaining.
They'll just take a knee. Will Marshall and get out of here.
Wait, here comes Savion Williams. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Kidding.
We'll get out of here with a big win.
Yeah.
They'll go to 4-0 in district play. Jacksonville dropping to 0-4. They're going to head to Hallsville next week, where something's got to give between the Indians and the Bobcats.
Yeah, it does. We'll check scores here in a minute, but Jacksonville now will watch Marshall. Savion Williams will take a knee here, and Marshall will celebrate their 4th district win. That'll move them to 4-3. Jacksonville will drop to 0-4, as you said, Aaron, in district play, 1-5 overall.
There's the kneel down, and that will do it. And Did you?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you catch the back there with the little handstand?
I did. That's DeMarcus Williams right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a little. It looked like a little break dancing move there.
Yeah, it's 1-7. I mean 1-6 is Jacksonville. Excuse me. I said 1-5, 1-6. So teams shaking hands now. We will get ready for Wayne Coleman's post-game interview on the All Smiles post-game report. Let's hand out some stuff here on a tough night at Tomato Bowl, where Jacksonville goes down 45-13 to the Marshall Mavericks. Our Bone Crusher hit of the game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, which mine does frequently, call Dr. Darwin Dar.
Mine too. I'm going Monday. I can't wait.
Yep, Darwin will fix you up. He's your hometown chiropractor. The Bone Crusher hit of the game goes to Casey Kennedy, the junior linebacker, with the Bone Crusher hit of the game. The congratulations, Jacksonville play of the game. Congratulations is not only do they provide a weekly award, they give each player a nice trophy every week for the play of the game. We appreciate Jay Neal making sure that each of those young men get that trophy from congratulations. But congratulations, they also printed those large format prints that you see up in the foyer Tomato Bowl. Looks like a museum up there. Congratulations can print just about anything you can imagine on glass, metal, wood, tile. They're your hometown awards and engraving store and so much more. The congratulations, play of the game, the Tyrese Gibson catch from Patrick Clater from 46 yards out for Jacksonville's first score of the game. That's the congratulations. Play of the game we appreciate. Congratulations for each and every week for sponsoring our play of the game. Offensive and defensive players of the game for Jacksonville. The offensive player of the game sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. The offensive player of the game is the junior Bryson Tatum, with his hard running, with his hair on fire, and especially in the second half, just let it all hang out. Hard running Bryson Tatum, the offensive player of the game. The defensive player of the game, junior Casey Kennedy, had a heck of a game from his linebacker position. There you have it, guys, our awards. We want to thank our sponsors, Dar Chiropractic, congratulations, and Austin Bank for sponsoring all of our post-game awards all season long here on our broadcast. Wayne Coleman talking to his team. We'll get his comments in a moment. Aaron, if you want to take it back and you and Todd can start the post-game stats before I get head coach Wayne Coleman.
We'll do that. Post-game stats are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy has been your source for accounting and income tax needs here in Jacksonville since 1984. Todd, this one did not go Jacksonville's way. The numbers skewed heavily in the favor of the Marshall Mavericks. Let's break it down.
Our Indians finished the game with 63 plays on offense for 219 yards, with 145 yards passing and 74 yards rushing. Our quarterback, Patrick Clater, 19 completions on 36 attempts for 145 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The leading receiver, Chris Carpenter, 6 catches for 48 yards, and Tyrese had 1 for 46 for the touchdown. And Casey Kennedy had 1 for 6 yards for touchdown. Rushing tonight, Bryson Tatum finished with 6 carries for 30 yards. Aaron Richardson had 7 carries for 16 yards. And Dominic Hinojosa had 4 carries for 11. Chris Carpenter had 1 for 5. And Jakari Hamlet had 4 for 5 yards. Tonight, our third down conversions, we were 2 out of 15. And on fourth down, we were 5 out of 8.
Yeah, 2 out of 15, that won't get it done, especially we've seen Jacksonville have some success on third down earlier in the season. But, boy, I'll tell you, this Marshall defense, a little different animal.
Lots of athletes on that side of the ball tonight. Offense, defense. For the Mavericks, they finished up with 51 plays on offense for 537 yards, with 233 yards passing and 304 yards rushing.
Yeah, I got head coach Wayne Coleman coming up here. Yeah, he's coming up here just a second. Got him walking over here. We're joined on the All Smiles post-game interview with head coach Wayne Coleman. Coach, Marshall was everything we thought they were going to be, weren't they?
Yeah, they're really good. Savion's really good. They got a bunch of good players. The 2 kids that moved in from Jefferson are really good, just what they needed. So they got a good program.
Coach, you go to Hallsville next week. They got beat tonight 21-7 by Hallsville. Winnable game, and then Mount Pleasant comes in the next week. So you got a lot to play for here. You got a chance to run the table here. You got 2 of the next 3 games at home.
Yeah, I mean, I told the kids, I said, we're going to, at 9 o'clock tomorrow, instead of coming in and grading this film, we're going to come in and start watching Hallsville and get ready for our next opponent. And, Hallsville's feeling a little bit like us right now. So 2 teams that are going to battle it out.
Continue to play hard. I mean, this is a team that you said they come in every week regardless, and they work hard. And I saw that again. It showed up in the fourth quarter. Just kept playing. I mean, they could have just folded the tent.
No, they're good kids. These kids are some of the best kids I've coached. I wish we were bigger. I wish we were faster and all that stuff. Yeah. But I do not wish anything different about their attitude, about their effort. These are good people.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
Head Coach Wayne Coleman. Appreciate him coming over in the All Smiles post-game interview. We want to thank All Smiles for sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach Wayne Coleman. Guys, we'll update some of these scores. You heard me mention the Mount Pleasant win over Hallsville 21-7. Those are the next 2 opponents for Jacksonville. How about this? Pine Tree beats Nacogdoches 38-28. And so that keeps Pine Tree in a tie for first place with Marshall, both of those teams at 4-0. And White House wins over Lindale. If I can find that, that game's still going on. It's 43-36 in the fourth. White House leading Lindale 43-36 with 1:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. That game's still going on. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Matt. We want to thank Randy Gorham again for sponsoring our post-game statistics. We want to thank All Smiles for sponsoring all of our conversations with Coach Wayne Coleman. And so that will just about do it from Tomato Bowl. Not the Tribe's night. Marshall comes out with the big win. Jacksonville drops to 0-4 in district play as Marshall moves to 4-0. We hope that you'll join us next week in Hallsville at Bobcat Stadium, where Jacksonville and Hallsville will both be looking for that first district win. We will be there and live at 6:45 with our countdown to kickoff. Hope that you'll join us. But for now, from Tomato Bowl, this is Aaron Swink for Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer Ryan Travis saying thank you for listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.